The Titans have won a wild card berth at least, and if Denver wins tonight without Portis, they're going to get into the playoffs with the Dolphins on the outside. And then in the NFC, well, the Rams now, they have the inside track to home field. Philly must win next Saturday night to win the division. The Panthers have already won their division. They still could move up the ladder for seedings. And the Vikings, it's convoluted. They have the edge. Of course, the Packers don't play till Monday night. So things still in the offing. Nothing can be decided, as long as the Packers win it at Oakland and the Cowboys are in. And congratulations to them and the Seahawks. Did you get all that?
I understand it perfectly because I've been with you for 17 years.
Something else we should understand. From all of us to all of you, Merry Christmas, and to all, a good night. Sunday Night Football coming up, Denver at Indianapolis. This should be fun.
First thing, could you right at the camera like you're trying to get up with a little anger. Yeah, I can get angry. I can get tough.
That's going to be hard for me to do. Am I tough? I'm pretty tough, but not as tough as my team.
He's not the kind of guy who's going to curse.
Not in a long time. 88 was the last. No, 1992, I think.
That has him get a little fired up.
Being mad sometimes helps you make mad plays. Mad plays stands for make a difference. You got to make a difference in the game.
I woke up and the world outside was dark.
We were disappointed the way last year finished.
Pretty embarrassing.
We didn't even compete.
Never want to have 41 points laid on you like that.
The past nightmare for the Colts is something you learn from.
More than this.
Tonight, we've got a big challenge with the Broncos. We've got a lot riding on it. They're fighting for a wild card berth. You can't play hesitant, or they'll run you out of the stadium. I think our best football is yet to come. We've got our home field, we've got our home crowd. We've got a lot of motivation. We've got a great chance to go all the way. We're just getting started.
This sellout crowd at the RCA Dome in Indianapolis thinks this is a special team. One with enough balance to go all the way. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Patrick. It's great to have you with us. First, let's start with what's on the line tonight. The Colts are already in the playoffs. They can clinch the division with a victory tonight. And they're still eligible for a first-round bye or home field advantage throughout the playoffs, but they'll need help to get that. For Denver, it is much simpler. They win tonight, they are in as a wild card. The Broncos' magic number is 1, but they'll have to get it done without Clinton Portis, their great running back who was hurt a week ago. And, Joe, what that does is put just that much more pressure on Jake Plummer.
It really does, Mike. But Jake Plummer is an exciting football player. As a matter of fact, he's been accepted by his teammates in Denver. He's provided a spark back into that offense. And really, when you ask Jake to take off and run with the football, that's exactly what he has been so good at improvising and doing. As far as Peyton Manning goes, he is the Indianapolis Colts offense. This is a guy who's really gotten a lot more out of a lot less. He now knows he has a defense, so he doesn't have to force the ball down the field. He doesn't always have to try and find Marvin Harrison. He doesn't always have to try and make the big plays. By relaxing, oddly enough, Peyton Manning has become so much more efficient and even more dangerous, Mike.
All right, thank you, Joe. And, you know, in the past when we've talked about the Indianapolis Colts, all we've ever talked about is offense. But now they have a defense to go with it, Paul.
Well, Michael, when Tony Dungy took this team 2 years ago, his only mission was to revamp the defense, and that he has done. They have beaten Steve McNair in Tennessee twice this year, and last weekend they shut down Michael Vick in Atlanta. You know, it's been 27 years since a defensive lineman for the Colts has been to the Pro Bowl. Well, now they have Dwight Freeney, one of the best young defensive ends in the game. The last 2 years, he has 24 sacks, and I'm really looking forward to Dwight Freeney chasing Jake the Snake Plummer around this dome tonight.
All right, thank you, Paul. Shannon Sharp wired for Sunday night, showing Tony Dungy the ultimate respect.
Tony, how you doing? Good job.
Hey,
Great job. Great job.
Keep up the great work. We got them playing well.
Yeah, we got a good team here. And these guys, we got some chemistry going right now.
Right.
So hopefully we can keep it going.
Got to believe.
Yeah.
See, when you come with credibility, guys will believe what you have to say.
Amen.
Same thing with Marvin in Cincinnati. You come with credibility. Tony,
hey,
great game. Keep them healthy, babe.
Philips Digital Widescreen TV. Life should be so real.
This Thursday.
It's gonna hurt. 12 kicks? That's nuts.
The more, the messier. The more, the crazier.
It's like a little mini think tank.
The more, the merrier. Steve Martin.
You are all grounded.
No idea what that means.
Cheaper by the dozen. Rated PG. Thursday, only in theaters.
Are you up for a challenge? Then log on to ESPN.com, keyword Porsche, and take the Porsche Performance Challenge. You could win a trip to Houston to celebrate the big game and have lunch with a football legend. Welcome back to the RCA Dome for the Denver Broncos and the Indianapolis Colts. Visa presents ESPN SkyCam, innovative technology on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Visa SkyCam provides some of the most unique and memorable images ever seen from angles no other single camera in the world can achieve. We're excited to bring it to you every Sunday night. It's another big game for the Colts. They can clinch the division tonight and enhance their position in the playoffs. Susie Colbert is on the field with head coach Tony Dungy.
I don't think the coach needs to make too many motivational speeches for a game like this. But one of your players said that last year's road to the playoffs felt a little panicky. What does it feel like this year?
Well, I think we're playing good football, and that's the biggest difference. We're very confident. We've got a big task ahead of us today, but this is where we want it, being at home with a big game.
One of the guys who sets the tone is Peyton Manning, and his critics say he's never won the big game. How do you respond to that?
Well, he's played a lot of big games for us and played real well in a bunch of them. So this is a big game tonight, and I'm looking forward to watching him.
Why vote Peyton MVP?
He does a lot for us, and he's had a fantastic year, and I think he's going to show tonight what he's all about.
Thanks, Coach. Have a great night.
Right, thanks.
The last time Peyton Manning was on Sunday Night Football, he broke the franchise record with 6 touchdowns. He leads the league with 28. Will he add to his total tonight?
Give me a stock rating based on facts, and I'll decide what to buy and sell.
Schwab Equity Ratings can help you do just that.
Now, let's be realistic. There are some stocks that should be sold.
It's a better way to help you decide what to buy and what to sell. And right now, we'll send you a free sample of Schwab Equity Ratings for 3 stocks of your choice.
I just want to get an objective point of view about the stocks I'm considering.
Call 1-888-8-SCHWAB to get your 3 free Schwab Equity Ratings and to find out how you can get up to 25 commission-free trades. Get a clear perspective on your investment decisions.
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Welcome back to a rocking RCA Dome in Indianapolis, where they are looking for a division title tonight. Here's the AFC playoff picture up to date. New England and Kansas City have clinched titles. Indianapolis can do it tonight if they can win their 12th game. Baltimore is in the lead in the other division, and right now the 2 wild card leaders, Tennessee and Denver. Tennessee has clinched a playoff berth. It just depends on whether they finish in the 5th or 6th spot. Miami and Cincinnati are still alive.
Look at these guys. You think they're ready for this game?
I think some people are alive.
That's their kickoff team, folks.
And their defense does a similar thing. I love it. That kind of celebration I can get behind.
You know why? Because they do it as a team. There are no individuals doing it.
Mike Vanderjagt on the verge of an NFL record, kicking off. Denver will get the first crack at the football. And Adrian Medice with the return. Medice tries to get outside and is buried. Jake Plummer, the longtime quarterback of the Arizona Cardinals, and he played with such bad teams, you never knew if Jake Plummer was really a good quarterback or just in the middle of the pack. And Joe, here, he is having a career year with a much better supporting team.
Quarterbacks are so dependent on the people around them. He is now in an environment where he just has to be the administrator of an offense and get the ball in the hands of the people that can make plays for him.
With Portis out, Mike Anderson is the tailback. Reuben Drones, number 34, is the fullback. Anderson, the former Marine, dives forward to the 29-yard line. Anderson, who should have fresh legs, just back off a 4-game suspension for substance abuse. Very low numbers this year, but a very capable running back. He's in there because Portis suffered a high ankle sprain in the Broncos' overtime win over the Browns last week, and he will be sorely missed tonight. He's a Pro Bowler with more than 1,500 yards in his second year. Anderson dives forward to the 35, a yard shy of a first down. Donald Strickland, who's in at free safety for the last 6 weeks, made the stop.
You know, one thing about this Denver defensive line, and people have been saying it for years, and it's absolutely true, folks. They're one of the smallest defensive lines in the game, but offensive lines. But the one thing about them, boy, did they get off the ball.
An extremely athletic group. Anderson still the deep man. And movement up front, players pointing at each other.
False start, 50 in offense. 5-yard penalty, third down.
Jeff Triplett, the referee tonight. The Broncos offensive line, a great unit, as Paul said, especially as run blockers. Tom Nalen, the anchor at center, a 10-year veteran. Shannon Sharp continues to pile up the numbers. The NFL's all-time leading tight end in catches, yards, and touchdowns. And Jake Plummer has been even better than they hoped at quarterback. His passer rating is in the top 10. He is 8-2 as a starter.
Is it loud in here?
What?
Hello?
I'm sorry?
And now Quentin Griffin, the rookie running back number 22, is in on 3rd and long. And Jake Plummer has to use the timeout. Timeout on the field, opening possession in Indianapolis.
It's the last-minute gift sale at Sears. There's still time to give the best gifts. Sunday through Tuesday, Sears is open until 11 p.m. and until 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve. Come in and save on all sweaters, all pajamas and robes. Find all mechanics tool sets and tool storage on sale, and all cordless drills. Plus all TVs and camcorders are on sale, as well as all game tables and all treadmills. And right now, all fine jewelry is 40 to 60% off. The last-minute gift sale, all the best gifts, all at Sears.
Give the good life.
The praise that Mazda 6 has received for applying sports car engineering to a sedan will appeal to all sorts of people. For the safety conscious, the highest government safety rating. For the consumer-minded, the highest rated midsize sedan among owners, and 50 international awards. For the speed readers, the Mazda 6.
Get 0.0% APR financing for 5 years plus no monthly payments due until June 2004 on the 2003 Mazda 6.
Wait, whoa! Guys, it's Christmas.
NBA on ABC, Christmas doubleheader. Mavericks, Kings, Rockets, Lakers.
The fans already deserve credit for forcing Denver to use its first timeout. Less than 2 minutes into the game, 3rd and 6. Plummer to throw, blitz coming. It's intercepted. Picked off by Gary Brackett, and Brackett, touchdown.
I can tell you one thing, noise had a lot to do with this interception, and Jake did not read the defense properly. Look at this. Brackett number 58 is just sitting and waiting.
No, you know what? What Brackett did is Brackett baited him into it. He looked like he was going to run hard towards the back, and what he did is he ran back anticipating the route. That's great study of film, knowing what the Denver Broncos want to do on 3rd down. He baited him into that one.
Vanderjagt for the point after, and a 31-yard interception returned by Gary Brackett leads to a 7-0 Colts lead.
Now playing on pay-per-view, The Hulk. Order the explosive blockbuster, The Hulk, on pay-per-view, and stay tuned after the credits for the featurette, The Origins of the Hulk.
In the beginning, the Hulk was a smash hit. Nobody had ever seen a character like that.
Plus, learn how to get your free collector's first edition reprint of the Marvel comic, The Incredible Hulk. My God. Hulk. Now playing on pay-per-view.
I moved to Earthlink because I only want the internet that's good for my kids.
Because I like being the guy you can always reach.
Because an Earthlink address makes a good impression.
I moved to Earthlink high speed because my life moves fast.
Because access should come with choices.
Different people, different passions, different reasons for moving to Earthlink. Whether you choose dial-up, high-speed, or wireless, make the internet your internet. Call 1-800-217-0702. We're currently offering 6 months of dial-up service featuring Earthlink Accelerator at half price.
I moved to Earthlink because they hate internet pollution as much as I do.
I moved because they block pop-ups. And I'll take all the help I can get.
Because Spam Blocker keeps my inbox neat and clean.
Speed, security, control. Your reasons are your own. Call, go online, or visit these retailers and get 6 months of dial-up service featuring Earthlink Accelerator at half price. Move to Earthlink. It revolves around you.
ESPN Sunday Night Football, brought to you by Mazda. There's a soul of a sports car in everything we make. And Sears. Don't just give a gift, give the good life. Sears. Good life. Great price.
The Indianapolis Motor Speedway, built in 1909, hosting the world's largest single-day sporting event, the Indy 500.
You ever been to a 500, Mike?
I have not. I'd always wanted to.
I had a chance to go a number of years ago. Unbelievable. So much energy, like it is in this place. I mean, the enthusiasm, excitement, the energy, just like here tonight.
Deltha O'Neal is deep. From the 11. Colts cover it well, stopped shy of the 25.
Gary Brackett does a terrific job. You'll see Quentin Griffin try and make the rotation, little angle in move, and then Brackett starts to his left. Look at him run. Now he comes back. He comes back and cuts underneath. Jake had already let the ball go, and fortunately as well, David Thornton, number 50, just did tip it a little bit to give him a chance to make the play on the ball.
The second best turnover differential in the NFL belongs to the Indianapolis Colts. And Jake Plummer came into this game with the best interception ratio of his career. 1 in 48 throws. Tonight he's 1 for 1. This for Ashley Lallee, the speedster from Hawaii, down to the 15-yard line.
He just ran right by Walt Harris. He made a move. Jake steps up. They had a blitz on. Michael Doss is coming. And Ashley Lallee, watch the move that he makes on the outside on Walt Harris. Boom, little stop and go. Walt's already lost, and that ball is perfect.
Well, you talk about coming back from a mistake. This reminds me of Chad Pennington last night with the Jets. Makes a mistake, comes back with a big play. Does a nice job of throwing the ball up the field. Jake Plummer has got the ability to throw every pass. And at times, he's almost a little too quick in his deliveries. I think another year in this offense, and people are going to start thinking about like Jake Plummer, a little bit like what John Elway could do.
Actually, the lead was hurt. He walked off the field.
That was Plummer's longest pass play of the season, 60 yards. And you can tell the lead can fly. He's been timed at 4.25 and had a brilliant career under June Jones in Hawaii.
Made a big play for the Broncos last week against the Cleveland Browns to get them that opportunity to win the ballgame.
And he had been in a slump this year, a lot of drops, but he didn't drop that one. Anderson. Tough runner down to the 11.
You know, Paul, this is what the Denver Broncos want to do. They want to be able to run the football effectively on 1st and 2nd down to put themselves in the 3rd and 1s. Now, you could say there were a lot of bad things that happened to Jake Plummer on that interception for the return. The problem is the 5-yard penalty that Ben Hamilton got to set him back to 3rd and 6 and take him out of a running opportunity.
Well, they picked up 5 on 1st down.
It's the way to negate speed on defense, isn't it?
Anderson, the deep man. Plummer on the bootleg. Under pressure. Smith caught it, but he's out of bounds.
Boy, I'll tell you.
What a throw.
What a great throw, but also Rob Morris, number 94. He does a terrific job on Jake Plummer. And I can tell you, Jake is saying to him, hey, nice job. Because Rob Morris didn't get faked out. He stayed with Jake the whole time. And this is what happens when you get yourself as a defensive player under control.
Walt Harris trying to run with him. Just out of bounds.
Griffin on the draw, the rookie. 10. Down to the 3, just tripped up. A saving tackle by Anthony Floyd.
And that's a 1st down.
What you saw the Denver Broncos do on that play was spread out the defense. Look at how everybody's spread out. The Colts try and bring the blitz up. They do a good job up front. That's Matt Lippis making the block, number 78, and Griffin just doesn't quite get there.
Boy, does that show a lot of confidence in a rookie running back to put him in on 3rd down in a clutch situation.
You know what I liked about that draw play? Did you see how deep they went with it? When they did, they had Dwight Freeney all the way to the outside. That draw play took place about 8 yards back in the backfield.
2 tight ends, and Anderson is back in on 1st and goal. And the big tailback bounces off the tackler. He may not have gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
Boy, he got nailed by Larry Triplett, number 75, in the middle of that line.
You know, we talk about the size of this Denver offensive line being quick and fast. When you look at the defensive line of the Indianapolis Colts, you mentioned Larry Triplett. He's the biggest guy up front at 300 pounds. I mean, we've got 2 speed groups in these offensive and defensive lines tonight.
Strong safety Mike Doss limped off on that last play. Floyd comes in for him. Anderson, touchdown. That drive keyed by the big pass play to Ashley Lilly. And now 1 point away from tying it up.
Well, Mike Anderson got an excellent block from Tom Nalen, the center, number 66. Look at here. They just block right at the line of scrimmage. And Portis is on the side. Yep, that's touchdown. I'd have gotten that if I were in there.
Why is he wearing gloves?
Elam for the point after. That's a good question. Speaking of questions, Denver had the answer on that drive. We're tied at 7.
a sports car like no other. The all-new Mazda RX-8.
Okay, let me just make sure I have this.
I will fire grill it over flames. I will not give it silly names.
Your value meal, you called it, I think, fun with fries and fun with a drink?
For 99 cents, it'll also bring you an ornament of
Thing 1 or Thing 2, you'll get extra napkins right and proper. Next window, please. Enjoy your Whopper.
Where have you been all my life?
Please pull up, sir.
The Cat in the Hat ornaments are here at Burger King. Collect all 6, just 99 cents each with any value meal. Come on over. The fire's ready.
When your picture really matters, rely on Verizon Wireless Picture Messaging. It lets you personalize your pictures with text and sound.
Give me what I want or else.
So you can really grab people's attention.
Give me a squirrel. My clippers.
Now you can get unlimited picture messaging for only $4.99 a month.
Can you hear me now? I got my squirrel. Good.
Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
Jeff Smoker and the Spartans air it out against the tough Blackshirt defense of Nebraska. Capital One Bowl Week continues with the MasterCard Alamo Bowl. Michigan State, Nebraska, Monday, December 29th at 9 on ESPN.
The Broncos scoring drive went 75 yards, 60 of it coming on the pass play from Jake Plummer to Ashley Lally. And we have 9:55 on the clock. And the Colts offense hasn't been on the field yet. Dominic Rhodes, the deep man. And Rhodes from the 3. Makes a couple of people miss, gets up to the 29-yard line. Shannon Sharp wired tonight for Sunday Night Football. Here's his reaction after the touchdown.
Just like that. Hey, MA, just like that.
No one has ever caught more passes, gained more yards, or scored more touchdowns than Shannon Sharp from his tight end position.
And who better to wire but him? You can hear it from down there anyway. You don't need to wire on him.
Denver showing blitz. Manning, as he does so often, operating at the line of scrimmage, and Denver backs off. Be a mind game the entire night. And the Broncos fire straight through, and Edgerrin James is buried in the backfield. Mario Fadafehi makes the tackle. The Colts offensive line does a great job pass blocking. Tarek Glenn has fought through injuries to come back at the critical left tackle spot. Marvin Harrison off to the Pro Bowl again. He has a shot at 100 catches for an NFL record 5 straight times. And Pro Bowler Peyton Manning having an MVP year, approaching 4,000 yards, #1 in the league. He also has the most touchdown passes with 28 so far. Brandon Stokely is in as a 3rd wide receiver. And James will try to go off the right side. He doesn't make the 30. For the Denver defense, Bertrand Berry has stepped up as a pass rusher, leading the Broncos with 11 quarterback sacks. Middle linebacker Al Wilson, the club leader in tackles, and the only linebacker remaining from the opening day lineup. And Kelly Herndon has been strong at the corner, but only 2nd on the team in tackles, but also leading in interceptions. And then linebacking core hurt with the loss of 2 great ones, Derek Mobley and Ian Gold, both on injured reserve. Manning from the shotgun, under pressure, ball's loose. And Peyton Manning tipped it, and it looked like DeMullen got it back. Bertrand Berry and Trevor Price were collapsing the pocket, and the Colts do get the football. A break for Indianapolis.
We talked about speed on the defense of the Indianapolis Colts. Watch this move up the field. Trevor Price coming from one side. Bertrand Berry the other side. You see him just force his way in. They switch Peyton Manning. Now, I'm going to say something that I think the National Football League has to address this year. I think they have to address the footballs for the offense. I have seen so many quarterbacks lose the ball out of their hands. I believe that they ought to let the teams do something to the football so the quarterbacks can grip them better.
Joe, it's a good point. I don't think I've ever seen so many guys lose it. Nice punt by Hunter Smith. Fair catch by Deltha O'Neal. 39-yard punt and no return. Jake Plummer, who had a rugged start with an interception, came back in the last series, led his club to a touchdown.
Who's Chad Brown? He's a 3-time Pro Bowler. So you got to ask yourself, what's it like getting hit by a stick of dynamite?
Stop playing, Chad.
Come on, Don.
Think it's hard to lose weight and get in shape? Think you have to go to a gym or exercise so hard it hurts and so long you tire out? Well, think again.
Introducing the Tread Climber by Nautilus, a machine so effective we guarantee results in just 30 days.
In one short workout, the Tread Climber burns twice as many calories as high-tech treadmills.
The secret is the unique dual treadles that let you step up as you move forward, so you do twice the work in one effortless motion.
Get the body you want in half the time.
Now you can own a Tread Climber with no money down and affordable monthly payments. It's made in the USA by Nautilus and is backed by a 5-year warranty.
Just 3 short workouts a week on the Tread Climber will get you into the best shape of your life.
Check out the next evolution in home fitness, the Tread Climber. Call now for a free video or DVD, or visit us at nautilusdirect.com today.
Network customers, step inside America's top 150 entertainment package. You'll get 9 commercial-free movie channels, including the Encore movie pack featuring channels such as Encore, Westerns, and Action. You'll also get more than 150 all-digital channels, including National Geographic, the Golf Channel, SoapNet, and Discovery Kids. Call 1-800-333-DISH or visit DishNetwork.com to get the dish on America's top 150 entertainment package and see what unfolds. It's all in the dish.
Back in the heartland of America where they love their Indianapolis Colts. They can clinch the division title with a win tonight. And this place is sold out, jammed to the rafters. Broncos start from their own 43. Anderson. Across the 45 to the 46.
Jake Plummer got off to a rough start tonight. The first pass he tries to throw winds up getting tipped and picked off by Gary Brackett, run back for a touchdown. But in true professional form, Jake comes back, finds Ashley Lally up on top of Walt Harris for a big 60-yard gain, which helps set up the score and brings us to 7-7.
If you're only going to complete one, 60 yards is pretty good.
Good average.
Plummer straight back. Good protection. Shannon Sharp. Taken out of bounds by Strickland, but a gain of 25.
Oh, let me tell you what. You should wait till you see this move that he makes on Macklin. Look at Macklin. He's playing him to the inside. Look at Sharp. He pushes him off. He is wide open, folks, and Jake Plummer puts his ball perfectly on his hands.
David Macklin is 5'9". Shannon Sharp is 6'2". That's going to be an adjustment that the Colts are going to have to make in their defensive coverage. Macklin can't stay with him. Physically, he can't stay with him.
Sharp only needs one more catch to pass Henry Ellard for number 9 all time. Forget the tight end stuff. Anderson. Bouncing off tacklers inside the 10.
They'll bring it back. There's a holding penalty on this play. When you see Anderson run up in the middle like that, Michael, this is the #1 rushing team in the National Football League, the Denver Broncos. And this is what they love to do.
Holding number 50 in the offense. That's a 10-yard penalty.
Ben Hamilton again. You know, you could talk about Jake throwing the ball, and he throws the ball well, but this is what they really do. Look at this blocking at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, there was holding on Hamilton, but actually he wasn't even effective in this play. He holds triplet number 75. But they love to run the football.
And I think when you play a defense where the corners are up, the safeties are back, you have to be able to run it.
Team record 251 yards the last time he played in the Dome. That penalty cost him 33 yards net. And now the rookie Griffin down to the 33. Let's check in with Susie.
Mike, you saw that big play, Plummer to Sharp, and we asked Jake, what's it like to play with Shannon Sharp? The first word out of his mouth was, unbelievable. He said he didn't know what to expect at first. He had heard some stories, and Shannon can be tough. He said, but it's been just great from the start. He said Shannon raises your level, and not just during a game, but in practice as well. He said when a guy is this good, one of the best tight ends to ever play the game, he raises everyone's standard. You better throw him a good ball.
He is very vocal, very outspoken, and incredibly talented. Empty backfield for Plummer. Four-man rush from the Colts. Plummer straight up the middle. Refusing to slide and tackled by Brackett, the man who has the interception.
This is what I talked about what Jake Plummer brings to this offense. Look at the decision. He feels the pressure from Freeney. Can't quite get a hold of him. Now he just goes up the field. You see Shannon Sharp in a position for him to be able to throw it, but Jake just makes as much as he can to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And that is all feel.
That's all.
I mean, he feels the guy's
instinct. That's all it is. A lot of the quarterback position in the pocket is feeling and instinct. You're right, Paul.
3rd and 9, 3 wide receivers. Plummer under pressure, screen to Griffin. Got a block and made a move. Griffin, another cut to the 10, inside the 5. Holy cow, what a play. Tom Nalen threw a great block for him downfield, and this rookie just got 24 yards.
This is a screen pass. When you have defensive linemen that are coming up the field as fast as the Colts defensive linemen are, watch this here. Look at it. He gets nailed, but he gets the ball off. That's Mathis that nailed him. And look at this young man. Well, you know, you don't say, Clinton Portis, worry about your job. But you don't have
to. It's just it's the Denver Broncos. Every time they need a running back, somebody comes up big for him.
1st and goal. Anderson comes back in, pile straight ahead. Anderson, the one. That's his 7th carry of the ball game. And this is a guy who has not had 20 carries in a single game in more than 2 years. And coming off that 4-game suspension, you wonder about his condition.
Well, you know what, Mike? Because he's been able to play 2 or 3 games now, he's got his legs back. That suspension hurt him initially in the first week or so. You get a little sore, but now he's had a chance to get back into the flow of the game.
And you've never had to question his toughness.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
When he was a Marine, he was a peacekeeper in Somalia. And look at the yards. I mean, they are really racking up the numbers so far. And on the doorstep for a touchdown, Anderson stuck. May have lost a half a yard.
But here's the situation with Jake Plummer. Jake has such terrific athletic ability, and they've done a good job of running the football. The Colts defense is going to have to respect any type of a fake to Mike Anderson. Now you put Jake on the edge with the ability to run or maybe try and get it to Shannon Sharp. Makes it twice as tough on this defense.
3rd and goal. The ball spotted just outside the 1. Anderson and Drones in the backfield together. Smith and Sharp are the only 2 wideouts. Flag is down. They'll blow it dead.
Try to snap. Both parts. 34 the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. It's still 3rd down.
You know, one of the things about Jake Plummer, too, is that, you know, when you're a right-handed quarterback, most of the time they like to roll or bootleg to their right. With Jake Plummer, it doesn't make any difference. He knows how to get himself set, because that last one he threw downfield, he was running to his left.
I like to used to go left. I really did. This penalty, if the Broncos want to throw the football, this penalty could have helped them a little bit. Give them a little more room, take you further away from the back of the end zone so that the receivers can run some routes.
We got Ed McCaffrey all by himself out here.
He's on the much smaller Harris. Plummer, quarterback draw. Touchdown. And Quentin Griffin, the rookie running back, threw a great block to spring him. Boy, Griffin is impressive, and so are the Broncos in a must-win game.
Jake Plummer's legs does a nice job. And what you mentioned it, Michael, Griffin, by being able to get up the field so quick, he now becomes a lead blocker, just like a fullback. And David Thornton just has no chance with little Griffin taking him down.
That's a 195-pound guy taking on a linebacker and putting him on the floor.
But he's so low to the ground and so quick on this surface.
The Denver Broncos fell behind 7-0, now lead 14-7.
Introducing the all-new rotary-powered Mazda RX-8.
Jack?
The way you feel about sports cars will never be the same.
Samsung.
The one and only Dockers Stain Defender.
Tuesday, 10/9 Central.
Why don't I do what I do, and you do what you do?
The FBI and the mob.
Never as I want to see someone dead as I want to see this guy dead.
Two families fighting on opposite sides of the same line. A new Line of Fire, ABC Tuesday, 10/9 Central.
Fireworks in Indianapolis, 14-7 Broncos over the Colts, first quarter. Jake Plummer made one early mistake. He has not made one since. Dominique Rhodes running start at the 4. Has a little seam across the 30, the 40, the 44-yard line. Saving tackle by Scott Turner, a return of 39. Who had the best day in the NFL? Who was our Sunday stud? How about Torrey Holt, another 124 yards. Jamal Lewis, who we will see next Sunday night, 205 yards rushing. He's got a shot at the all-time single season record. Steve McNair, brilliant again, 268 yards, including the winning touchdown. Fred Taylor, Anthony Thomas, those are your choices for the Sunday stud.
Jamal Lewis only has 500 yards rushing against Cleveland this year.
Manning to Pollard, the big tight end across midfield. You know, if he played Cleveland every game, he'd get 4,000
Well, he'd have broken the record at week 8.
That's right.
All right, you know, this, with Peyton Manning, they're only down 7 points, and they've only had the ball one time. And this guy here, don't let him start getting hot.
With these offenses, this was not going to be a 6-3 ball game.
Denver crowding the line of scrimmage. Edgerrin James runs into traffic and gets absolutely nothing. It would be 3rd and 2. Reggie Hayward led the charge defensively.
You know, the one thing we talked the other day on the phone with Al Wilson, who played at Tennessee with Peyton, he said, I'm so sick and tired of seeing him. He said, when he goes up the line of scrimmage, we know that a lot of the stuff he says doesn't mean anything, but he's going to be jumping in and out of the line trying to listen to what he says.
Well, he's got this offense running on high gear. They're getting snaps off with about 18 seconds to go.
Movement up front, Trevor Price came across.
That's, to me, that's just a quarterback totally in charge of the offense.
Encroachment, 93 in the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty, and will result in a first down.
And he did it to a 4-time Pro Bowl.
But you can do it to everybody at home because you can go hard counts. And what you do is you pick your spots. When it's 3rd and long, you want to get to a makeable 3rd down. When it's 3rd and short, you want to get him to jump off for a 1st and 10.
Do whatever you can and get a first down.
Is there anyone more prepared as a quarterback than Peyton Manning? He practices every little thing there is. First down from the 44, pump fake. Manning out in the flat, Pollard on the out open, and he's out of bounds at the 25.
You talk about a guy that is aware of who's ever on the field is Peyton Manning. I mean, this guy knows where every single person is. If they're going to cover everyone else, and Ezra James gets an excellent block, if they're going to cover everyone else, why not go to the tight end for a little while? Someone's going to have to eventually cover Pollard.
What a bonus to have Marcus Pollard, because when Dallas Clark came in the draft, the heralded rookie, he took over as the receiving tight end. Pollard became the blocker, and now with Clark hurt, Pollard becomes the receiver again and has responded beautifully. That was Edgerrin James, who is healthy, and this team really has a bright future. That's going to be the end of a big first quarter in Indianapolis, where the Broncos lead 14-7.
The best international cricket live from around the world, only on Dish Network. Watch your favorite teams play in the most prestigious tournaments. Don't miss a single run. Order today.
Over 1 million understand its strength. It can improve your energy, your shape. This is Bowflex Power Rod technology, and it can only be found on genuine Bowflex equipment, like the new Wk16. Now you can get the results you want, the exercises you need, all at an affordable price. You've never seen this Bowflex before. Call 1-800-789-9500 now and get a free video or DVD and check out the new Bowflex Extreme. You can have a high-performance body. Just look for real Bowflex Power Rod technology, proven effective at burning fat and building muscle. Now you can own the new Extreme for no money down and only $19 a month. The Bowflex Extreme is not available in stores. You know you're ready. Let Bowflex help you get there. Call now for a free video or DVD today, because your results matter.
Jake Plummer, the major offseason acquisition for this club with Clinton Portis out. Maybe he has to do more. He has done it already with his feet tonight.
Well, we talked to Mike Shanahan the other day about this guy. Mike Shanahan said, is he what you expected? He's what I expected and a lot more. But the other thing about him is he's not as big as I thought he would be. He's not a big bone guy.
Denver continues to be the team that leads the league in time of possession. Coming in, they were 33-19 to 26-41. And that's the way you want to handle Peyton Manning's offense. They can't hurt you when they're not on the field. You don't think, except for the interception was run back. Don't look at me like that. I
didn't say anything.
Yeah, but you looked at me like I was nuts again.
Well,
I'm a little goofy after, no sleep.
Edgerrin James, the only one in the backfield on 2nd and 6. Sometimes this is a different play. Sometimes he changes the protection. Sometimes this is just window dressing.
And the Denver Broncos changed what they were going to do.
James dragging tacklers with him about a half-yard shy of a first down.
You know, I love this play with Edgerrin James, the stretch play. They do it further out than anybody else in football. When you look how far Peyton Manning has to run. He said, sometimes I feel like I'm going to pull a muscle trying to get out there to Edgerrin James. But look at how they stretch this thing. Edgerrin James, he's already got 2 yards when he's to the outside.
And it also sets up their play-action game. And we talked about Jake Plummer stretching and bootlegging and rolling out. Peyton likes to get out far and play action.
2-time NFL rushing champion, over 1,000 yards again. Draw play. James on 3rd and short. Takes it to the outside. Touchdown. The Colts' answer to time of possession is we don't care.
You like speed? You like speed, Joe?
I like speed.
That's speed.
I love offensive lines blocking, too.
Yeah, look at it. Edgerrin James, when he gets to the outside, Sykes, number 57, has no chance. Edgerrin James is gone.
They talk about Marcus Pollard just being a great receiver. That was a terrific block for him. He's only about 247, 250, but he sealed the edge for Ed.
Vanderjagt for the point after. He has not missed a field goal or a point after try all season long. We are tied at 14 in Indianapolis.
Monday Night Countdown delivered by UPS, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN2.
Maybe this isn't the best time to say it, but I think you're really beautiful.
Well, I've always been attracted to you too, Paul.
Wait, hold on one sec, babe. Excuse me?
Want to get away? Now you can with Southwest Airlines Internet Specials. Just $39 to $99 when you purchase by January 19th. Only at Southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country. What were we thinking about when we gave the Kia Sedona a powerful standard engine? What were we thinking about when we gave it such a great warranty and priced it thousands less than our competitors? What were we thinking about when we designed it to get the government's highest safety rating? What were we thinking? We were thinking about Scotty, Nanny, Poppy, Uncle Larry, Derek, Eric, Dad, and Mr. Mophead. The always family-friendly Kia Sedona. Get remaining 2003 Sedonas from $17,615 after $3,000 cash back. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Disciplined investing. At T. Rowe Price, it's not just about the short term. It's about a steady, long-term approach. Over 75% of our mutual funds beat their 3, 5, and 10-year Lipper averages. A disciplined, long-term approach. Low-cost mutual funds from T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
ESPN Sunday Night Football, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Friendly nonstop service all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. And Kia Motors. Kia, make every mile count.
We have queued up the piano bar for you tonight, a little holiday music.
That's actually Paul playing the piano.
Yes,
Is it?
Yes, it was. I'm in the competition for announcers.
That's very good. You got my vote. Look out, there they go. There's that breakout group of the kick cover team.
Delta O'Neal, the deep man, who has made the transition from defensive back to wide receiver, but primarily a kick returner and a good one. Across the 25, 30, 35, and out of bounds. Let's go to Susie.
What a hot night for Jake Plummer. If it's not enough to adjust to a brand new offense and new teammates, consider Jake was knocked out for 4 games this season, but he says no problem acclimating himself. He studied the offense extensively in the offseason. His biggest challenge is how much the offense changes week to week. Only the concepts remain the same. He said that's the mark of the Mike Shanahan offense. Now Jake says he's used to washing out last week and moving on, but most of all, he says he loves playing in a game that's meaningful at this time of the year.
I imagine he does, because he only had 1 year in Arizona where games were meaningful at the end of the year.
He even played in games where it's meaningful to stay healthy.
Well, when he was in Arizona, he didn't have a meaningful game in week 1 sometimes, more or less this time of year.
Penalty backs them up to the 19-yard line. Anderson to the 23.
Get an idea of how important Jake Plummer was and is to this Denver offense. You see, they're 8-2 with him, 1-3 without him. And we saw him in the beginning, his running ability. Mike Shanahan had Joe Montana and, of course, John Elway. Montana in San Francisco, John Elway in Denver. Jake Plummer brings a lot of the qualities that those 2 Hall of Famers have. They have the intangible to be able to make people around them play that much better.
And Mike Shanahan, the 3rd longest tenure of any head coach with one team in the NFL. Plummer to throw, blitz coming, they block it well, and Plummer to the sideline, caught by Ashley Lilly.
Well, I'll tell you, Ashley Lilly makes a move on the outside, and they don't have a chance. That's Nick Harper playing on the outside. But I kind of like Ashley Lilly's shoes. He's got the only orange pair of shoes.
He's always had those.
But those are fast. Those are fast shoes. Here comes Jake stepping up inside. Watch how much room that Ashley Lilly has on the outside when he beats Harper.
Well, that's what that 4.25 speed does for you. You have to respect that. He already burned him on a 60-yarder.
Especially when you've run by somebody once.
Exactly. Quite a core of receivers with Rod Smith. Ed McCaffrey has been hurt most of the year. Shannon Sharp and Lilly. Griffin, who has been impressive so far, drives his way out to the 47-yard line.
Don't you just love what they do, Joe? They'll throw a pass, and they know they got guys open, but they go right back to their staple, and that's running the football.
You talk to any coach in the National Football League that has a successful team. It starts with running the football and run defense, and that's what these two teams have prided themselves on. What, they're fourth, I think, and eighth in the league,
defense,
respectively, in defense.
And people see Mike Shanahan, they think passing offense, passing offense. He has always had great running games.
I think big play offense.
Smith, flanker screen. And this guy has turned in his share of big plays down to the 44-yard line. David Thornton, who is an emerging star in his second year out of North Carolina, made the tackle.
Rod Smith needs 170 yards to have 7 consecutive seasons over 1,000. Absolutely incredible. He's really been, with all the changes that have happened in Denver at the quarterback position, the transition away from John Elway through Brian Griese, Rod Smith has been the staple for him.
A quarterback at Missouri Southern who went undrafted and has become one of the premier receivers in the NFL. Griffin swarmed under this time, no gain.
You know, I said in 27 years they haven't had a defensive lineman go to the Pro Bowl. Well, Dwight Freeney is going there. He's a great young defensive player, but boy, I'll tell you what, he's hustling, but Salam is doing an excellent job on him. They have shut Freeney down. He got there one time right there, but he had one arm on Jake Plummer. Jake was strong enough to get out of it.
I think that's a great matchup. Ephraim Salam and Dwight Freeney, they've been going at it all night, and they've been helping him out too. They know how good Freeney is.
Plummer, they'll whistle this dead.
Freeney, that time, was covering Shannon Sharp.
See, that's how good he is.
I'm telling you, he had Shannon Sharp one-on-one. Here they come back to the huddle. I mean, he's fast.
Snap, false start. Number 78. That's a 5-yard penalty. And still second down.
Matt Leffs is the right tackle. 4 offensive penalties against Denver.
Well, they said that Dwight Freeney in college, he went to Syracuse, ran down Michael Vick. Does that tell you about some speed? Now, I don't know where Michael was going.
Sorry. I was just going to say, was he going to get a drink, or was he headed towards the end zone? I'm not sure.
Doesn't matter.
I'm sure. That's a very good story, though.
Yes, it is.
Story.
Plummer. Complete down to the 30-yard line. Once again, it is Ashley Lilly, and this is a guy who had been in a slump. As you mentioned, Joe, broke out of it with a big catch that helped win last week's game, and tonight he's been big.
The Denver Broncos play in an open stadium, okay? They play basically on grass. They don't play on turf, but they're built to go anywhere. They're great speed, great quickness. You see Mike Anderson run up inside, Ashley Lilly with his speed, Rod Smith with his. Then you see Shannon Sharp, a smallish tight end, quicker on this type of surface. They're matching speed for speed with Indianapolis's defense.
Lilly with a huge first half, 3 catches, 98 yards. Back to the ground, and Anderson, they'll whistle this play dead. Back to Lilly for a second, because as a high school senior, he had 9.
Snap, false start, 86, the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty.
9, count them, 9 catches as a high school senior, and was a walk-on in Hawaii. What a remarkable progression he has made.
And give June Jones, the coach at the University of Hawaii, a lot of credit for, I think, instilling in this young man the foundation to become a special receiver. And remember, he's only in his 2nd year. And when you really look for the breakout years, it's year 3.
First and 15. Anderson behind Drones. Boy, he has a nice burst for a big guy. They turned Anderson into a fullback after his rookie year because they have always been loaded with guys. He gained some weight, and now he's back at tailback.
Well, the thing about it is, it's 1st and 15, okay? Now, what do you think you're going to throw? Not this football team. Anderson picks up 8 yards on this play. But look at the blocking. When he cuts back, he isn't hit until he's 5 yards into the secondary.
Boy, both of these teams offensively are getting in and out of the huddle. They're at the line of scrimmage with 14, 15 seconds to go.
10 carries, 33 yards for Anderson. Now Griffin's in there on the toss, and look how wide open he is. He turned the corner with Lepsis in front of him. They were the only guys in the picture.
Now, just remember something. Lepsis is a former tight end. Now, you talk about a guy to get out around the corner and go. Watch Lepsis now.
Wait a second. He's 290.
I don't care. He was a tight end. Watch number 78 get out to the outside. Look at this. I mean, that's getting downfield.
I got a kick out of Mike Shanahan when we talked to him a couple days ago. He was anxious to see just how quick Quentin Griffin would be on this turf. He's 5'7" and 195 pounds. And he's got to be like chasing a gnat around this building.
They got to find him first.
Griffin again. Off left tackle and drags a tackle down to the 12-yard line. David Thornton made the stop.
Somebody say Clinton Portis was hurt. Just hasn't seemed to affect this offense.
You said it before. I mean, this has always been a team with 3 running backs. I mean, it doesn't make any difference with this system on what these offensive linemen do. Now, I'm not taking anything away from Portis. Portis is one of the great backs in the league. Pro Bowler. But you put anybody behind this offensive line, and these guys work.
And most of these guys have been drafted in the 6th round. That's been the magic number for this team. Anderson, gaping hole up the middle inside the 10.
The other thing that's been magic for him is a guy by the name of Alex Gibbs, the offensive line coach.
Amen.
He has been respected around this league as one of the best, as Tony Dungy was on the other side of the ball as a defensive coach.
1st and goal.
You couldn't have 2 better coaches in this game that have as much respect as we do for Mike Shanahan and Tony Dungy.
You know what, guys? Running a football makes it tough on a defense. Makes it tough on the line, tough on the linebacker.
1st and goal. Anderson straight ahead to the 1. Strickland saved the touchdown, at least temporarily.
All year long, when we talk to coaches, and especially the defensive coaches, and we usually Joe gets to the coordinators, but we get to the head coaches, and the first thing they all say, and here it comes at you, folks, we have to stop the run. And it's not a lot of garbage. It's fact. And you're looking at 2 teams, if you don't stop the run, they're going to blow you out of the building.
Well, you know what? It's going to be exactly what it is. It's going to be a track meet, literally.
And Plummer will use Denver's 2nd first-half timeout. 6:22 to go from Indianapolis, 2nd quarter in a tie game.
Wait, whoa! Guys, it's Christmas.
NBA on ABC, Christmas doubleheader. Mavericks, Kings, Rockets, Lakers.
Think it's hard to lose weight and get in shape? Think you have to go to a gym or exercise so hard it hurts and so long you tire out? Well, think again.
Introducing the Tread Climber by Nautilus, a machine so effective we guarantee results in just 30 days.
In one short workout, the Tread Climber burns twice as many calories as high-tech treadmills.
The secret is the unique dual treadles that let you step up as you move forward, so you do twice the work in one effortless motion.
Get the body you want in half the time.
Now you can own a Tread Climber with no money down and affordable monthly payments. It's made in the USA by Nautilus and is backed by a 5-year warranty.
Just 3 short workouts a week on the Tread Climber will get you into the best shape of your life.
Check out the next evolution in home fitness, the Tread Climber. Call now for a free video or DVD, or visit us at nautilusdirect.com today.
Well, I hope Roger found enough firewood. Yeah, I want to make s'mores. Hey guys, I gathered the wood and made a fire. Oh yeah, and I built a shelter.
Even as a kid, I believed in giving people a little more than they expected. I'm Roger Riney. I started Scottrade to take care of online investors like nobody else. With $7 trades, no inactivity fees, and personal attention at your local office. Click, call, or stop by Scottrade today.
Denver knocking on the door from the Colts 1-yard line in a 14-14 tie. 12 of the last 13 Broncos runs have gone for 4 yards or better. They are chewing up the Indianapolis run defense. Plummer, keeper, touchdown.
There it is.
Well, Jake had to find someone to give the ball to, so
He was
Shannon
looking for
said,
Shannon. He was looking for Shannon. Shannon's the designated slammer.
Boy, this offense really hitting on all cylinders tonight.
And what they've done is they've turned this very loud dome into a very quiet place right now. And it's going to be up to Peyton Manning and the offense to get it going again. Just a simple quarterback sneak, nice and safe. Jake gets in the end zone.
Plummer, 3 runs, 2 touchdowns. And now Elam for the point after. Over 100 points, 11 years in a row for Jason Elam. And Denver fighting for a wild card spot back on top.
Can't taste my beer. I can't taste my beer. I can't taste my beer.
I can't taste my beer!
I can't taste my beer.
I can't taste my beer! I can't taste my beer!
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling, Miller Lite. Good call.
Hey, Donovan! Surprise!
It's not my yard.
Oops. If you really want tickets to the game, just use your Visa. It's the card you know they'll take everywhere you want to be. Visa.
Hey, you!
Proud sponsor of the NFL.
How did we design the Kia Sorento to attain the highest quality? How did it get the government's highest side impact safety rating? How did we back it with such a great warranty and still price it thousands less than the competition? How did we do all this? We worked our freaking tails off. That's how. The obsessively perfected Kia Sorento. Get remaining 2003 Sorentos from $18,635 after $2,000 cash back. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Tonight on SportsCenter, how the boys got back in the playoffs. A ferocious fight for the AFC North and a divine finish in Jacksonville. Plus, stern words about race in the NBA. SportsCenter after the game, ESPN.
21-14 Broncos. They have racked up 247 yards against Tony Dungy's defense in 4 drives in this first half.
Keep in mind, Jake gave Indianapolis a score the first time out.
On the interception. Dominic Rhodes, the deep man. Rhodes from the 1 this time. To the 29-yard line. Shannon Sharp, the all-pro tight end, wired for Sunday night.
We know where we at. Every game is a playoff game. Let's come out here and ride. From start to finish. Come on with it. Come on with it. Just like that. Hey, M.A., just like that. We don't need no stinking badges. Trees falling on their head. Woo!
He's great.
Wouldn't you like to eavesdrop on that phone call? That's upstairs to the coaches in the box. I have a feeling we might find out what he said.
Back to action for the Colts. Manning under pressure. Deep down the middle for Harrison. Tipped twice and almost caught.
Now, I'm going to tell you what. I've seen Marvin Harrison make some catches. But this, you talk about fighting for the ball and staying with it. There are 3 guys back there with Marvin Harrison. Not only is that ball tipped up in the air and looks like he has no chance that Denver's going to intercept, but watch what he does. Here goes the ball up in the air. Look at this concentration on the ball. Marvin Harrison going back up, almost makes the catch.
That's Kenoy Kennedy, number 28, that has a shot at it.
That's phenomenal.
Well, he's in the Pro Bowl again. He is just a remarkable receiver. And such a small guy for all the punishment he has to take. Edgerrin James. Tripped up as he crossed the 30 by Donnie Sprague. Let's go to Susie.
Mike, the last time we covered the Colts back in September, Marvin was kind of cranky. He felt he wasn't being double-teamed as much as Peyton thought. And they also didn't go through that usual pregame routine. But tonight, business as usual, and Peyton said the relationship is fine. He's very aware when Marvin isn't getting the ball enough, but also believes if Marvin is doubled or tripled, then that is being involved and it's freeing others up. But Marvin said he does have to be just a little more patient. He knows he's not getting it as much, but he says, as most wide receivers do, same coverage the last 8 years. He's always open.
And he has 86 catches this year, Susie. Coming into the weekend, it's tied for 4th in the NFL. That one intended for Harrison, but too high, and the Colts with a rare punt.
Well, the thing about Marvin is when he's double covered, and here comes Marvin out of the slot, and when he is double covered, he wasn't there. This ball just got away from Peyton Manning. There's got to be somebody else singled up, and he has enough receivers to go to him. You cannot force the ball to him.
Well, Reggie Wayne has 65 catches, and he's really emerged as the other guy, except Denver hasn't given Peyton a chance to throw it there either.
Hunter Smith to kick it away to Delta O'Neal. O'Neal from the 23. And across the 30 to the 32. A 44-yard kick, a 9-yard return. Peyton Manning has been so good that any miss upsets him.
Wait, whoa! Guys, it's Christmas.
NBA on ABC, Christmas doubleheader. Mavericks, Kings, Rockets, Lakers.
Property owners, DR's largest 20% off-season savings are now in effect on the amazing DR Field and Brush Mower. Call now, and for a very limited time, you can save up to $579. Now, if you've ever tried to clear an overgrown field or ditch with a handheld brush cutter, you know they're exhausting to use. Take hold of a DR Field and Brush Mower, though, and you've got a whole different story. The DR knocks over brush and saplings up to 2.5 inches thick and chops most everything it cuts. So why let weeds and brush take over? Call 1-800-535-3200 for your free DR Field and Brush Mower catalog and video. There's no obligation, but you must call right now to qualify for our largest 20% off-season savings. That's 1-800-535-3200. Online at drfieldbrush.com.
DR is professional power for homeowners.
You love movies, you need the Stars Super Pack. 8 great movie channels, over 400 different movies each month, just $11.99 or less a month. From new hits on Stars to Hollywood favorites on Encore.
Is there a problem, officers?
The Stars Super Pack has the best movie choices for everyone in the family. 8 great channels, over 400 different movies each month, unbeatable choice at an unbeatable price. Just $11.99 or less a month. Call now and ask for Stars. 1-800-333-DISH.
Denver takes over at its own 33-yard line, already leading 21-14 here in Indianapolis.
The last 3 Denver drives have been 75 yards, 72 yards, and 91 yards. That's a coach's dream right there, because on charts, they have drives over 60 yards, and you look for 2 per game. They've already had 3 in the first half.
For touchdown.
238 yards, a lot of it on the ground.
Now, this is a Colts defense that has benefited from the offense. Indianapolis has been able to get the lead. It allows them to be more aggressive. But right now, Denver is just taking it to them man-to-man.
Well, when we asked Tony Dungy about the defense, he says we are getting there. We are not there. We have not been able to really put 4 quarters together. Well, they haven't put a half together here.
I think you got to give more credit to Denver's offense than say that Indianapolis' defense hasn't gotten it done.
Anderson back at tailback. They have run the ball brilliantly so far. Anderson on the draw, hitting the backfield.
Whoa! Freeney.
Dwight Freeney with that speed came in and got a piece. Now here's what these teams are playing for. Indianapolis has clinched a playoff berth. They can win the division title tonight. New England and Kansas City have already locked up their divisions. Baltimore has the lead in their division at 9-6. Tennessee is in the playoffs. Denver needs a win to get in the playoffs. Miami and Cincinnati are hoping. Plummer, Ashley Lee, again, his 4th catch of the night.
I mean, they could just play catch all night. First of all, because of the running game. Second of all, Ashley Lee, they're just giving Ashley Lee all the room he wants.
Paul, you make a great point. It's because of the running game. When you run the football as effectively as the Broncos have in the middle of the football field, it forces you to bring your safeties in and go one-on-one coverage outside. And right now, they're taking advantage against Harper and Harris and Macklin and saying, okay, our guys outside can beat your corners.
Got two tight ends in right now. Sharp is the motion man. Play action by Plummer. Sidearms it complete to Sharp.
Oh, boy.
What a throw.
What a catch. What a play. Donald Strickland just didn't stand a chance. This is
sitting there laughing.
We've covered Jake for a lot of years. I mean, he's been in this league 7 years, saw him 6 years. Watch the throw. I love a quarterback who can throw it a lot of different ways. People say, oh, don't throw it sidearm. There's one that goes sidearm right by David Thornton, right into Shannon Sharp. And he's got Donald Strickland hanging all over him.
Shannon Sharp just passed Henry Ellard, number 9 all-time for all receivers. Anderson stuck as he reached the 47-yard line.
Michael, what the Colts are doing on defense, basically, is they're taking Freeney and also when Bratsky's in there, they're running the ends up the field and coming in on Jake Plummer. But what's not happening is the three guys, the two tackles in the middle and the middle linebacker are not sealing up the middle. And that's why Jake is stepping up, throwing the ball. And when they're running the ball in the middle of the field.
The problem is the guy Ben Hamilton, Tom Nalen, and Cooper Carlisle, the center and two guards, are doing an excellent job for the Broncos.
Plummer had his first pass intercepted. He's hit 8 of the last 9. Blitz coming. There goes Jake. Now he wants to throw, and incomplete to McCaffrey. Macklin was there to maybe get a hand on it. Now there's a flag now.
Yeah, they're going to be roughing the passer.
That's on Marcus Washington.
I'll tell you, that's the classic example of what I was talking about with Jake. They're rushing him from the outside, and all he is doing, and when he steps up.
Foul, roughing the passer, pouring his head into the player. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Put his head into the player. But Jake Plummer, watch what he does. You see how they rush? Now here he just steps up. There's nobody there to take him. Now you don't.
You know, I think I got to be honest with you.
Mr. Benevolent.
I'm being Mr. Benevolent, but that to me was a very questionable roughing call. It looked like he put his hands out there first and just really bumped into him. Especially when a quarterback leaves the security of a pocket, he has to be treated as a runner when it's somebody like Jake Plummer.
I agree with you.
I'm trying to be benevolent, but that tested my patience.
I mean, he just barely touched him, didn't he? Here's Griffin. The rookie off and rolling again to the 16-yard line where David Thornton made the stop.
They caught Anthony Floyd, who was blitzing on the outside, and they caved him inside. And watch this. Look there's nobody on the outside. Everything is caved into the middle. And Quentin Griffin is wide open to run down the field.
Griffin, 23 yards on that play, 56 yards in the first half, and the running game for the Broncos is rolling.
What were we thinking about when we gave the Kia Sedona a powerful standard engine? What were we thinking about when we gave it such a great warranty and priced it thousands less than our competitors? What were we thinking about when we designed it to get the government's highest safety rating? What were we thinking? We were thinking about Scotty, Nanny, Poppy, Uncle Larry, Derek, Eric, Dad, and Mr. Mophead. The always family-friendly Kia Sedona. Get remaining 2003 Sedonas from $17,615 after $3,000 cash back. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Well, what's your brother into?
Well, growing up, if it was cool, he had it.
Hey, Dweebs, check it out.
What is it?
A VCR with remote.
Psych. Well, DVDs are cool. So are video games. We also have the latest music. Or classic hits.
Mint.
Thousands of possibilities. Get yours.
Best Buy.
Yeah.
We used to get heartburn all the time, but now that new Prilosec OTC is here.
We're going to spread the word.
Yes, indeed. Hey, you okay?
heartburn the third day this week.
Start taking this tomorrow and things can change.
Prilosec OTC.
One pill a day can relieve frequent heartburn for 24 hours.
I could have zero heartburn.
And it starts working the very first day. Prilosec OTC! One pill a day,
24 hours,
zero heartburn.
As a United Way volunteer, Darren Howard helps out in a drama program that helps kids express themselves.
Action. Badges? We don't need anything of badges.
Now, that was a good one.
Broncos 21-14. How about the roughing call, Joe?
Well, Mike, Marcus Washington is pursuing Jake Plummer out of the pocket. Now, Jake lets the ball go. Marcus just sort of puts his hand and bumps him in the back, and they threw a flag. You know, evidently, you know, the referee felt like it was a penalty. It looked like it was a close call. I just think when a quarterback's running and outside the pocket, it's a little bit different than when he's standing in the pocket and is protected.
They have that feeling, don't you? You can't take two. You should be able to stop after
I think you're making it impossible for defensive players to try and put a hand on a quarterback anywhere. That's a tough call.
Well, from that angle, it looked more like a penalty than the first angle. Griffin bounces back off a tackler and dragged down at the line of scrimmage. Rob Morris, the middle linebacker, led that charge.
Yeah. You know, Joe's talking about Griffin, how small he is. Yeah. He just got lost. Watch number 22 get lost in here. He's going up in the off the tackle position, and he just disappears.
He's swallowed up.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's in there somewhere. And this is a perfect surface for him. You talk about a low center of gravity on AstroTurf that grabs. Wow. They're running the football very well tonight, the Broncos are.
2nd and 9. Plummer. Smith.
Oh, did he?
Touchdown.
He got Nick Harper to jump a pump. They got a pump on Walt Harris with Ashley Lee. Now they do another one. And Jake Plummer does an excellent job of selling it.
Perfect throw.
Watch Jake. Here's the big pump. And now it's up in the air. Watch this puppy drop in. Look at that. A rainbow. Oh, and look at the catch. 1, 2. Absolutely.
Oh, did you see the bobble?
I would throw the flag. Well, I'd throw the flag out there because he
challenge it, Tony.
He doesn't have the catch.
Tony Dungy has yet to challenge anything this year. He has not challenged anything this year.
Now here comes an official running in from the sideline. Let's see if they're saying they shouldn't have done this, shouldn't have kicked the extra point.
Well, look at here. Now here's the ball. Now he's going to bring it back into his body. Now there's one hand down.
I don't think he.
Now he's bringing the ball in and he's out of bounds.
See, I think I agree with you, Paul. I think he adjusted the ball in his hands and went out of bounds. But remember, Tony Dungy has not had a challenge. Inside 2 minutes, he doesn't have the challenge. That should have been done by upstairs.
Just look, when you look at his hands and look at his right foot. All right, here comes the ball in. Now, all right, he doesn't have control here. Look at his right foot. Excuse me, left foot, not right. It's totally out of bounds.
From the other angle, you can see the left hand coming off the ball as well.
But this should have been an official's challenge.
That's right.
This is not a challenge that Tony could make. There's the
watch the
right
left
foot.
hand.
The right foot is down. The ball, look, his hand's off the ball, and then he gains control going out. At least, if anything else, if nothing else, it should have been reviewed by the officials upstairs in the booth.
I thought you were going to be benevolent.
I thought I was very nice in saying that they should have done it.
Yeah.
Denver has now racked up 299 yards in the first half. Dominique Rhodes from the 5. Dances his way across the 30 to the 33. Let's check in with Chris Berman. Boomer.
All right, Michael, thank you. We'll see you at halftime with our fastest 3 minutes. I don't know. We're going to look at our second 200 games. Only kidding. We got a play to show you from the Saints game that's unbelievable. They got the hard part down, but against the Jaguars, they didn't get the easy part down. And, of course, our halftime heroes, they abound on this penultimate Sunday of the NFL season.
Chris, thanks. We have 1:05 to go first half. 28-14. This is only the Colts' 4th possession of the ball game. They have all 3 timeouts remaining. Manning, little screen, Edger and James. And a flag is down as James reaches the 37 in the grasp of Reggie Hayward.
Is there anybody who has more fun at his job than Boomer?
Boomer.
No.
But he's done it that way every year since we've been on the air. This is Boomer's 201st cut up at halftime.
Number 78 in the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Look at these numbers. That powerful Colts offense.
I think
they put up 7 points. Their defense put up 7.
I think the Colts are a big play offense, and they need to get the ball down the field somehow. And they need to score on this drive, whether it's 3 or 7.
Denver shows blitz, backs out of it. Movement up front. It looked like Ryan Dean, the right tackle, may have gotten an early start.
Yeah, I mean, this place is so quiet for Peyton Manning to be able to call his signals.
False start, 71 in the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
Deem number 71 is the guy that moves, and look at Peyton. I mean, come on, guys. We're at home. Settle down.
You know what this is? It's a team that's losing a bit of its poise.
It is.
Which is very uncharacteristic for this Indianapolis Colt ball club.
Manning down the middle. Pollard.
Timeout. The Colts, they have 2 left. It's 49 seconds. But, you know, you think about wide open.
See, I absolutely use the timeout.
Well, it's hard to miss Pollard. Look at watch going right-hand side of the screen, down the middle. Pollard is wide open. How many times have we talked about in the game? If you're in the last 2 minutes drill, the place that's wide open on the field to throw the ball is in the middle of the field.
Donnie Sprague, number 59, looks like he's just mesmerized by Peyton Manning, and Marcus Pollard goes right around him.
Pollard has all the catches so far, none for the wide receivers in this game.
And that's a credit, I think, to the way Denver has established the defense. They're basically saying, we're not going to let Reggie Wayne with 85 catches and Marvin Harrison with 86 catches go down the field and make big plays.
49 seconds to go in the half. Ball spotted at midfield.
85, but give or take 20.
Maybe he'll get lucky in the second half and pick up the field.
Harrison's threatened to catch 20 in a game. Denver showing blitz. They come with 4. The quick throw to Stokely. And Stokely picks up 4 to the Denver 46.
And Brandon Stokely has got himself healthy at a time when they lost Dallas Clark, the tight end. That's why you see more 3 wide receiver sets from the Colts.
Manning so good in the 2-minute drill. Here's Harrison. Dives inside the 40 to the 38. And the flag down. Looks like a late hit. The officials talking it over. The clock stops at 26.
The other thing that this is going to do is this saves the Colts from having to use one of their timeouts.
Sure does.
Fahey, I think, is the guy at number 68.
Well, I don't like, you know, when an official throws a flag, he throws it for a reason.
All right, Fahey is 68. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, they're testing my benevolence if they pick this flag up. I'm just telling you right now.
Well, I understand that.
Because the booth should have looked at the touchdown. We saw a roughing penalty by the Colts. Now, to me, that looked like Marvin Harrison had given himself up, gone to the ground. Therefore, he shouldn't be hit.
Well, plus, this was very late.
Personal foul. Hey. Unnecessary roughness. Number 68 in the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Mario Fahey.
Good job.
They got 26 seconds and 2 timeouts. That's an eternity for Peyton Manning.
He's on the ground. He has every opportunity to avoid doing that.
Well, he hit him in the head, too.
And that forearm right in the chops.
Yeah, but I mean, when a guy, and you basically know when you scout another team, whether you're a defensive lineman, a linebacker, or a defensive back, you know that that's what Marvin Harrison does. He doesn't take unnecessary hits. He gives himself up and goes to the ground.
And you're going along so well in this ball game. You got him 28-14. Don't do something stupid.
First down at the 23. Fake the draw to James. Manning goes for the end zone and tipped away from Harrison. Nice play by the corner, Lenny Walls, who at 6'4" is the biggest corner in the NFL.
You know what? They had 4 guys out in that pattern. 3 wide receivers and Marcus Pollard, and nobody was open. So Denver did a great job on this. On their coverage.
You can see the height differential here. Lenny Walls has that one go through his hands. You've got 6'4" going up against 6'0".
And you couldn't ask for better coverage against the brilliant Marvin Harrison.
What I don't understand is why you run a play-action pass with 28 seconds. I know you're not going to give it to him.
You might. You got a couple.
No, you're not.
Okay. I don't understand why you would call it.
Manning, a little dump off to Pollard, who was in the backfield. Pollard does not get out of bounds and will only gain a yard. Again, Lenny Walls makes the tackle, and they will use the timeout. You know, guys, next Sunday in our final regular season game, we might have a chance to witness history because Jamal Lewis of the Ravens has raised his season rushing total to 1,952 yards. That's number 5 all time. If he gets 154 in that final game, he would pass Eric Dickerson for the best rushing mark in single season history.
And you know, the Pittsburgh Steelers have struggled on defense this year. They really have. They've been hit by injuries and have struggled, so it's a real possibility.
You know how many times we've seen 8 in the box? We're going to see 10.
10 in the box.
10 in the box.
Box and 1.
Well, yeah, they're not going to. They don't want you to get, to get the record against them.
Get Mike thinking basketball again.
That's
box
right.
and 1.
Box and 1. Maybe the triangle and 2, but no more than that.
I don't think so. I think box and 1 is what they'll go with.
13 seconds to go in the first half. 3rd and 9. Manning to the end zone, intended for Stokely, incomplete. Boy, excellent coverage by that Denver secondary.
They are all over him. That was Kelly Herndon, number 31.
And here comes Mike Vanderjagt with a chance to get within 1 of Gary Anderson in the all-time record for place kickers. He has made 38 in a row over 2 years, 34 straight this year. Wow. And he has had 10 kicks besides his long of 50 over 40 yards. He hasn't been getting chip shots. This will be from 40 yards out to make it 39 in a row.
Come on, Mike.
And he got it.
Yeah, all right.
Down the middle.
This is ESPN, the Center Record Network.
Vanderjagt going to his first Pro Bowl, and that was a record a lot of people thought would never be touched. 40 in a row with all the different things that can happen on field goals.
Well, who'd have thought 2,000 yards would be touched again?
Right.
How about Marvin Harrison, 143 catches a year ago? We have reached an era in professional football where no record is safe. And looking at Marvin Harrison and Jerry Rice, if you're watching tonight, I know you've tried to put that number out so far, but Marvin Harrison has got a scary amount of catches ahead of him, and it's due for one of your projections, Mike.
Well, he is halfway there. And if Marvin Harrison can continue to play at this level, and that's the level he would have to continue to play at, he's got a shot.
In this offense, though, there's a chance.
That's right.
Now, let me tell you something. I'll tell you, the record's not going to be broken, and we hold it. San Diego Chargers, 49 interceptions in 14 games. And I was part of the team. I played. I had 5.
You had 5?
That's right, big boy.
So without you, there only been, what, 44? And probably would have been a record that people could get to, right?
And what's remarkable, you were the punter.
Yeah, that was intercepting at the punt. No, I was playing.
You were linebacker at the time.
That was good.
How many years did you play linebacker?
4.
How many years did you punt?
11.
Took a while to find
no, I had my niche. My niche was there.
I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
How many years did you play without a helmet?
11.
11. Little squib kick. Rolls to Delta O'Neal at the 24. And he dives out to the 43-yard line. And that will be the end of the first half. 28-17. Denver dominated the clock and the statistics. 22 minutes of possession, 299 yards. Let's go to Susie.
Well, Joe suggested that your offensive drives have been a coach's dream. What did you design so well against this Colts defense?
Well, they're just playing well. We made a couple plays when we had to. We made a few third down conversions, and we made a mistake early, and we kept our concentration level. Very proud of them. Thus far, we just got to keep it up.
What's Jake's greatest strength in your offense?
I just learned the system, you know, more and more every time he goes out there. He plays with a lot of confidence, and he's a great competitor.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.
Thank you, Susie. Our score here at the RCA Dome. The Broncos 28 to Colts 17. Now let's join Chris Berman for the Toyota halftime show.
All right, Michael, thank you very much, and a happy holidays from all of us here at the ESPN studios to all you out there. So despite the early miscue, the Broncos have the lead on the Colts, and, you know, because of what happened elsewhere around the league, the Colts have to win tonight, or at least next week, to win their division, the AFC South. As we go to our fastest 3 minutes, the Tennessee Titans put the heat on the Colts a little bit, despite the fact that Dominic Davis for Houston scored with 1:48 to go to have them get a 24-20 lead. On 4th down, Steve McNair, Drew Bennett, and the Titans win. They're in the playoffs for the first time in 5 years. Jay Fiedler to Chris Chambers. And the Dolphins go into Buffalo, where a lot of people didn't give them a shot. Terrell Buckley ices it with the interception. The Dolphins beat Buffalo 20-3, holding him to 11 yards in the first half. Jamal Lewis, 205 yards against the Cleveland Browns. 500 in 2 games. The Ravens have a 1-game lead in the AFC North. They win 35-0 in Cleveland. Mark Bulger to Torrey Holt. Touchdown. And Bulger, the Rams have won 7 in a row. They win 27-10 over the Bengals. Terrell Owens fractures his collarbone, does not return for the Niners against the Eagles. And with over a minute to go in the 4th quarter, down by a touch, Donovan McNabb to Todd Pinkston. We're going to overtime. Philly looking to win their 10th in a row. San Francisco hasn't won on the road all year. But McNabb, first play from scrimmage in the OT, picked off by Tony Parrish. Parrish the thought. And Todd Peterson's 22-yard field goal wins it. Niners upset the Eagles 31-28. Meanwhile, that opens up the division maybe for Dallas. One thing they do, Quincy Carter to Jason Witten. Cowboys beat the Giants 19-3. They are back in the playoffs for the first time, and the dousing of Coach Bill Parcells, first time since '99. Sean Alexander, as the Seahawks go 8-0 at home. Look at the Cardinals. Whoop, whoop. They're running into each other. Seattle wins 28-10. They keep their playoff hopes alive. Lions could not avoid the 24th straight road loss, setting a new NFL record. Daylight come and you got it, Delhomme. Jake Delhomme to Deshaun Foster. Carolina wins 20-14. Paul Edinger, 2 early misses, but playing the win at Soldier Field. The Bears, 5 of their last 6 they've won. They beat the Redskins 27-24. In Pittsburgh, Jerome Bettis passes Marcus Allen, 7th on the all-time rushing list, 12,299 yards, 14 shy of Jim Brown. Steelers beat the Chargers 40-24 in the wildest finish you will ever see. Saints down by 7 at Jacksonville, final play of the game. Aaron Brooks and Dante Stallworth. And then to the 33, what? To Michael Lewis, the beer man. And then, what? To Deuce McAllister. And then, what? To Jerome Pathon. Brooks the block. It's a legal play. It's a touchdown. And all they need is John Carney, who hasn't missed an extra point since 1999. You gotta be kidding me. It's no good. Jags win 20-19.
This halftime show is presented by Toyota. Get the feeling.
When we return our halftime heroes, he's been doused through the years, and he set an NFL mark. And Steve McNair, undaunted, leads the Titans to the playoffs.
Let me tell you about the number 7. It's a card you fold in poker. Snow White had 7 dwarves because the guy who wrote it got sick of coming up with names. But that was before the playoffs, before the drive, before the comeback kid won back-to-back championships in old age. Now 7 makes people sleep better at night. 7's bigger than a city that's a mile high. That's how important the playoffs are. Before they showed up, 7 was just 13 minus 6. But now 7 is 7.
to the Toyota Halftime Show with your host, Chris Berman.
Denver leading at the Colts, 28-17 at the half. Broncos need it. Colts need it. But so far, it's Denver that has the upper hand. And speaking of upper hand, boy, in the coaching ranks, Bill Parcells is trying to do something that nobody ever did before, lead 4 different teams to the playoffs. As we look at our halftime heroes, boy, the Dallas Cowboys, who won 5 games in each of the last 3 seasons, have won their 10th game. And through the years with the Giants, so they mixed the Gatorade and the water. They could do that on a young head coach then. By the time he was with the Patriots, it was just water. And then maybe even less water, just natural rain with the Jets. And the dousing with the 4th team in the playoffs. Amazing. Tony Parrish, who had a huge game, intercepted Donovan McNabb's first pass and last pass of the game. Also knocked the ball out of a receiver's hands at the 1 and saved a touchdown. Parrish, who has 9 picks now, he is one of our heroes as the Niners win on the road for the first time all year. Steve McNair playing with a gimpy leg to Justin McCarron's early. And like an old-time quarterback with below 50% completion on the day, it didn't matter. On 4th and 10 at the 23 in the waning seconds, the touchdown to Drew Bennett, and the Titans in the playoffs for Jeff Fisher 4 to 5 years. Jamal Lewis, 500 yards against the Cleveland Browns in 2 games, a record 295 in week 2, and the second to last week of the season, 205 yards. And Lewis running the reason why the Ravens have a 1-game lead over the Cincinnati Bengals in the playoff push. And now, Jamal Lewis has a chance to become the 5th man ever to rush to 2,000 yards in a season. He climbs up the list past guys like W. Payton and Jay Brown and E. Campbell. And now trails only Dickerson, Barry Sanders, Terrell Davis, and O.J. Simpson for the best in a single season. 153 to tie Eric Dickerson. And you can see that game next Sunday night. Patriots win Saturday. They will have the inside track all the way through the playoffs. They play the Buffalo Bills at home. Chiefs, Colts, well, we still don't know. 2nd seed, Colts haven't even won the division yet. Ravens win next week, they win the division. But if they lose and the Bengals win, Cincy would win. Denver wins tonight, the Rain of Miami would be out. In the NFC, now that Philly has lost, the Rams have the inside track. They go to Detroit next week. If they win, they'll have home field. Eagles haven't yet won the division. They got to win a game. Panthers could climb up. Vikings, nothing can happen despite what the Packers do on Monday night at Oakland. The Vikings will at least have to wait till next week. And very sad news as we get set for Monday Night Football. The Packers at the Raiders. Brett Favre is questionable because his dad, Urban Favre, at the age of 58 this afternoon, either a heart attack or a stroke while he was driving. He drove off the road in Mississippi, and he's passed away. So our condolences to Brett and all the Favre family. Monday Night Football at 9 Eastern Time might be a little bit of a change for the Packers and the Raiders.
Monday Night Countdown delivered by UPS, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN2.
My favorite notes in the world are
Dream Job. Watch one fan's dream become a reality. Series premiere Sunday, February 22nd on ESPN.
Not much more to add than Mele Kalikimaka. That's Merry Christmas in Hawaiian. Jake Plummer, Rod Smith, touchdown. Broncos have it working 28-17 at the half in a good game.
The NBA on Christmas Day on ESPN and ABC. First, LeBron and the Cavaliers take on T-Mac and the Magic. Then, it's a shootout in Sacto as the Mavericks try to keep pace with the powerful Kings. And in a primetime headliner, the biggest of the big men meet again. Yao versus Shaq. The budding rivalry adds another chapter as the Rockets face the Lakers. Cavaliers Magic on ESPN. Mavericks Kings and Rockets Lakers on ABC. Christmas Day.
Are you ready, people? Positions, grab those remotes.
It's time to get those thumbs in shape.
And select.
Just press select on your remote during this commercial and get Showtime Unlimited. 10 premium channels, hundreds of hit movies, and popular Showtime originals.
Select.
It's just $11.99 a month. Press select and enjoy it all right now.
Work it, people. Just a few more seconds.
Press select now.
Great job. Now cool down, stretch those thumbs.
Women love perfectly groomed men, but grooming certain areas can be a problem. Now there's Microtouch for safe, precise grooming that gets as close as a blade, yet is safe to the touch. Now you can keep the back of your neck barbershop perfect by yourself. Remove unsightly ear hair and embarrassing nose hair with just a touch. Sideburns and beards, neat and clean. Got bushy eyebrows? Snap on the guide and perfectly groom them in seconds. Look at the difference. What a great way for women to keep the man in their life perfectly groomed. Microtouch grooms from head to toe and anywhere in between. A $40 value, yours for only $14.99. Plus you get our 10-piece precision grooming kit. A $40 value, yours free. Order now and get both the Microtouch Precision Groomer and the 10-piece grooming kit, an $80 value for only $14.99.
Call 1-800-357-6363. That's 1-800-357-6363. So call 1-800-357-6363.
At the half in Indianapolis, where the Broncos lead the Colts 28-17. Two things. The Colts better find a way to slow down that Denver rushing game, and we've seen Peyton Manning come from behind from bigger deficits than this.
But I think more importantly is the Denver defense. Boy, I'll tell you, they came to play tonight, and I thought that the Colts would be much better than they are, Joe, on defense.
I think a credit to, as you say, Paul, is Denver's defense, but Peyton Manning has got to be able to keep the running game a part of his offense and then get the ball down the field to someone other than Marcus Pollard. Marvin Harrison would be a good choice.
Tony Dungy knowing a victory brings them a division title. Dominique Rhodes deep for the kick of Micah Noor. From the 2. Rhodes, another good return out across the 30-yard line. Flag is down. And an illegal block in the back against the Colts. Moments ago, Susie had a chance to catch up with Tony Dungy.
Tony, the Broncos with 113 rushing yards in the first half. How do you slow that?
Yeah, we haven't done a good job on their running game. They've used a 2 tight end formation that's given us a little problem. We've made a little adjustment. Hopefully we can get that squared away.
Thanks, Coach.
They're going to have to get it squared away, or else Mike Shanahan's just going to keep on pounding. He sees an opportunity. He's not going away from it, and the opportunity has been for Denver to run the ball.
3 wide receivers, a single back. That's Edgerrin James. Broncos shifting late along that defensive line. Quick out to Harrison. Covered easily by Wall.
You know, they really shut down Marvin Harrison in the first half. They just threw a pass there to gain 2 yards. But just take a look at it. There's double coverage. I'll tell you, that was a great play by Marvin Harrison. I thought he was going to catch it. But that time, the ball kind of floated on Manning. But, you know, you take a look at this coverage. Their coverage is absolutely, that was Lenny Walls, number 35. Their coverage is superb by Denver.
Edgerrin James just tripped up as he burst across the 25 for a first down. Nick Ferguson got an arm on.
There's a guy that I thought that they have plenty of time. They're only down by 11. There's a guy that's going to bring him back in the game is Edgerrin James.
Well, that's what we talked about, Paul. I don't think they can abandon the running game. And for Peyton Manning to only have attempted 10 passes in the first half is just very un-Peyton-like.
Well, they haven't had the ball either.
Manning looking, throws. This one's incomplete, intended for Stokely. And Stokely complaining bitterly that he should have had a flag against Kelly Herndon.
There was a flag on the play.
Pass interference, number 31 of the defense. Ball will be placed in the spot of the foul. First down.
And Stokely was right.
Peyton's got to find a rhythm. Denver has found a rhythm on offense, running the ball, letting Jake throw down the field, and Jake running with the ball. That's what they've done. Peyton does not have that ability to run with the football to create plays. So they've got to get into that second level. But the way they'll be able to do it is run the football, get the linebackers up a little, and then hit that 15-yard area.
And it's not like James can't do it. 31 career 100-yard games for Edgerrin James. Play action by Manning. Time and deep down the middle. Wayne And again, outstanding coverage. Herndon caught up now, a flag.
Yeah, they threw a flag on Kenoid Kennedy, and I'll tell you why they did it.
And Reggie Wayne better not stand over him and taunt him, or else they're going to throw another flag and have this situation negated.
Kenoid Kennedy hit him in the head with his helmet after the ball went through, and it's helmet-to-helmet contact.
There's a good call by the official. Boy, there was some pounding there.
He wiped out his own mound.
Number 28 in the defense hit on the defensive receiver. It'll be a 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
But the one who's hurt is Kelly Herndon.
Boy, I'll tell you what, watch this shot at the end. Coming from the left. Bang! Oh! I mean, he hit it helmet to helmet. And that's a defenseless player. Look at this. I mean, this is just awful.
Oh.
That's going to have a big number attached to it. These are the things, you come in with your helmet, these are the things that the league does not want to happen.
Good night.
Well, I'll tell you what's amazing, that Reggie Wayne got up.
Oh, absolutely.
You talk about a tough guy. That's a tough guy.
What a rip from Kennedy, and that cost him 15 yards.
The other one, the fact that Kennedy got, I mean, either one of them.
Either one.
What? If
he knocked his own man out.
Well, he never hit him. Just the I think he got knocked down by the shockwave. It's one of those after effects.
Listen to this, folks.
Oh, man, that hurts from up here.
Yes. Hey, look at Reggie Wayne is fine.
This isn't the first time Kenoid Kennedy has got himself flagged for some shots down the field. He's going to have to change what he does as a defensive back a little bit.
Denver's already been penalized 10 times in this game. We're early in the third quarter. Edger and James, room to run across midfield into Denver territory.
Man, I was talking about this before, Michael. Joe, I love this stretch play. I love this play because it gets, well, we got another guy hurt. That's Holland, Darius Holland, number 90 for Denver. But I just like the stretch play because it does get Edger and James out.
Got 2 Broncos down.
2 Broncos down. We will check on them when we come back.
Congratulations! You've launched the pink slip virus. Your office is now infected. They'll soon trace it back to you. Good luck finding a new job.
Want to get away? Now you can with Southwest Airlines Internet Specials for just $39 to $99 when you purchase by January 19th, only at Southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
Is that cool or what? I know. It's incredible.
The 450 horsepower Porsche Cayenne Turbo. There is no substitute.
It's here! The new AOL disc is here.
Can't believe that it's done.
Hold on. That's AOL 9.0 Optimize you've got there.
It's Jerry Stiller.
You've been getting lots of discs, I know, but you gotta give 9.0 a spin. Try it. I'll bet you'll be using an old Snoop Dogg CD to finish that artwork.
Now wait just one manizzle.
Satisfaction guaranteed for 90 days or your money back.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
ESPN Sunday Night Football, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Friendly nonstop service all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. And Porsche. Porsche, there is no substitute.
Indianapolis decked out for the holidays and Christmas right around the corner. Hope you have all your shopping done. Let's go back and take a look at that injury where 2 Broncos went down.
This is what happens. Is one winds up falling on the other. Darius Holland, number 90, falls on Nick Ferguson, number 25. And when you've got 330 falling on 200 pounds, the 330 is going to leave a bigger impact.
Both up now and able to walk off, although gingerly. And they are going to take Ferguson to the locker room, presumably for x-rays. Holland going toward the bench. And obviously experiencing pain. Sometimes in this game, it's not the huge hits. The play before, we had a knockout shot, no problem. And this seemingly innocuous play and two guys go down.
And also, when you get big guys moving on a surface that is fast, that's faster than their body's used to going. And when it lands harder.
2nd and 3 for the Colts from the Denver 49-yard line. And they're behind 28-17. James, nowhere to go. He'll lose the yard.
Coaches always used to talk about first drive of the second half is very critical to the momentum of the game, and it sets the tone for the second half. This is a 3rd and 3 that the Indianapolis Colts have to have, because you don't want to punt the ball back to this Denver Bronco offense because you haven't really stopped it yet.
Troy Walters is in as a 4th wide receiver. Manning got to the corner, lost the ball, but it's out of bounds. The Colts will retain it. Bertrand Berry chased down the Pro Bowl quarterback.
I'll tell you what, they're going to show this to Peyton Manning tomorrow a lot. To watch Bertrand Berry run him down. Bertrand Berry, number 92, is chasing Peyton Manning. Look at this. Well, we know that Peyton is not fleet of foot.
That ball's knocked out right on the line, right where the official spotted it. Good job by the official on that one. Don't look at me like that, guys. I told you.
Mr. B. Benevolent.
Telling it like it is.
First down at the 45 for the Colts.
Thank you, Howard.
Manning fumbles the snap, pounces on it. They'll lose a couple. Let's check in with Susie Colbert.
Well, guys, we saw that Patriots defense last night. They play so well as a unit and as a team. You know, everyone has a role. It's the same type of thing going on for Denver. They play together very sound. They don't make a lot of mistakes. No high-profile players. No notoriety, and they say it's all right. They just want to get the job done. The lack of respect, it's okay because they're playing for each other, and that's what it's all about. They've had their share of injuries as well this year, and they've worked through them.
They have, Susie, and they've been so solid. 5th against the run, 7th against the pass, 7th against scoring. Those are pretty good numbers. But with the offense they have, it's a great compliment. Manning. Pollard lost the ball. Came down, couldn't control it. Kenoy Kennedy was there.
The only way you can make this throw if you're Peyton Manning is that you know that Marcus Pollard and you have talked about it before, because he has a safety on top of him and he's got a safety chasing him, and he comes back behind the linebacker to make the play. And there's Kenoy Kennedy again in the middle of the football field.
And that should have been caught.
Well, Kenoy hits the ball on the top. We got a kind of a unique situation. Jimmy Spencer is number 33, is playing right corner for Denver now. He's not only is he a player, but he's also a coach.
First time that's happened since Dan Reeves did it in 1971. Manning against the blitz underneath to Harrison. Tries to spin out of a tackle, but there is Kennedy again. And this will bring on the punt team.
Boy, he makes the big hit on Reggie Wayne, and he's come up with big plays after it. They get the blitz. You want Marvin Harrison one-on-one on this quick surface, but Kenoy Kennedy is just not going to let him get away. Close fast.
Marvin Harrison has really been controlled tonight. 3 catches, 1 for 7, 1 for 2, and 1 for 4. If you're Denver, you're delighted about those numbers. Hunter Smith just got it blocked. Denver recovers. Now the ball's loose. Denver has it again. And the Broncos down to the 35. It was Jason Sykes who came in and blocked the punt, eventually recovered by Donnie Sprague.
Well, what happens here is that Hunter Smith tries to drop the ball straight down, and then Sykes is there. What a great play. Went right where he had to go.
huge play on special teams.
Boy, number 39.
For the Denver Broncos.
Anthony Floyd, number 39, the left wing, commits the cardinal sin on punt block. He let him go inside. He goes inside, and that's just an invitation for a block.
Look at Hunter Smith. Well, no, you can't really see the ball here, but he drops it straight down. And I'll tell you, two guys were at fault. Hunter Smith was one of them. He took too much time to kick the ball.
Yeah, but Anthony Floyd just sort of backs up and lets him take the inside. If he gets him, if he asks him or invites him outside, it doesn't get blocked.
Now the officials are talking about what happened on that play, and we're not exactly sure what. It looked like the ball came loose. If it was a fumble, that was all right. Maybe someone questioned whether it could have been a forward lateral. But regardless, it is Denver's football. Anderson. This time is horse-collared by Marcus Washington as a flag goes down. And a personal foul will go against Denver. Anderson, of course, starting for the outstanding running back Clinton Portis, who was hurt a week ago near the end of their game.
Matt Lepsis is going to get this one, number 78.
Foul. Leg whip, number 78 in the offense. That's a 15-yard penalty and a first down.
That's a big leg. That's a big leg.
Well, you know, they've talked about this Denver Bronco offensive line over the course of years of not necessarily being the cleanest group. Now, I'm not saying they're dirty. I'm just saying that they employ any tactic that they need to get the job done. In this case, if a guy gets by you, you try and get out and do what you can to lip him. Right tackle, number 78, right there. You see him come around, and then he kicks that leg up.
Oh, yeah.
And whips it down on Montre Rieger.
That's 11 penalties for 93 yards. It's now 1st and 25. Flanker screen, Smith. And takes it to the 40.
Boy, you know who really hustled on this play was Strickland. Strickland, number 30, is a defensive back. And what he did is he misses the first tackle on Rod Smith and then comes back and makes the tackle.
He's a rookie out of Colorado who's been playing because Idris Bashir has been hurt at the free safety. Started 7 straight games. And now Plummer facing 2nd and 13. He's hit 9 straight passes. Griffin. Thornton in on the tackle as he reaches the 37.
Jake Plummer has really led this attack on offense for the Denver Broncos. The big pass to Ashley Lally. Then what he does it with his arm now. Get a great block by Griffin. Scrambles in for the touchdown. There's a pump and go. Hangs this one up in the air. Rod Smith with a beautiful fingertip catch and manages to get it in. Jake's 10 for 12, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. That was run back for a touchdown. So really, he's got TDs for everybody tonight.
Big play here, 3rd and 10. Plummer shorts it, almost intercepted. Mike Doss, injured earlier, came back, dove for the ball and couldn't hold it.
What a great play by Mike Doss. You talk about reading the quarterback and knowing where he's going to go with the ball to Rod Smith.
We heard Tony Dungy talk to Susie at halftime and say that they feel like they've made some adjustments. The 2 tight end formation gave him a little bit of a problem. Watch Doss break on this one. Here he comes. Jake lets it go, and he just baits him into it. Very similar to what we saw on the first pass by Jake Plummer by Brackett.
Interesting bit of field position strategy by Mike Shanahan here. It would be a 54-yard field goal try from Jason Elam, who certainly has a leg to get it there. Instead, they'll go with the punt from Micah Noor. Sky high. Walters lets it go. And down by the Broncos. 34-yard kick. Perfect bounce. They down it just outside the 1. So the strategy for Shanahan pays off. And the Colts will start inside their own 2.
That's really good. Martin Gramatica of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers helps United Way by volunteering in his community, teaching valuable skills to kids.
Property owners, DR's largest 20% off-season savings are now in effect on the amazing DR Field and Brush Mower. Call now, and for a very limited time, you can save up to $579. Now, if you've ever tried to clear an overgrown field or ditch with a handheld brush cutter, you know they're exhausting to use. Take hold of a DR Field and Brush Mower, though, and you've got a whole different story. The DR knocks over brush and saplings up to 2.5 inches thick and chops most everything it cuts. So why let weeds and brush take over? Call 1-800-535-3200 for your free DR Field and Brush Mower catalog and video. There's no obligation, but you must call right now to qualify for our largest 20% off-season savings. That's 1-800-535-3200. Online at drfieldbrush.com.
DR is professional power for homeowners.
Boy, I hope Roger found enough firewood. Yeah, I want to make s'mores. Hey guys, I gathered the wood and made a fire. Oh yeah, and I built a shelter.
Even as a kid, I believed in giving people a little more than they expected. I'm Roger Riney. I started Scottrade to take care of online investors like nobody else. With $7 trades, no inactivity fees, and personal attention at your local office. Click, call, or stop by Scottrade today.
Both of these teams would love a little help from Santa Claus. The Broncos with a win make the playoffs as a wild card. Indianapolis with a win clinches the division. And right now it is a 28-17 Denver lead.
And we've seen Indianapolis come back from 21 points against Tampa, so everything with this offense is possible.
Denver shifting late. They've been very successful with that. Manning throws. The ball is tipped, intended for Wayne, and incomplete.
Peyton Manning has been considered a master at the line of scrimmage when it comes to audibilizing and moving his offensive line and backs. You look at Denver, you see the late shift by Denver, then you see him drop off and knock the ball back. That's Bertrand Berry knocking it back down. But what's happening is Denver is really waiting for Peyton to settle in, and then they're making adjustments. They're playing a head game with him.
Manning throws out of his own end zone again. Harrison trying for yardage, gets out to the 7. Lenny Walls in on the stop again.
And the thing about it is he's completing passes to Marvin Harrison, but they're like 4 yards. Yeah.
That's because he doesn't have the time.
7 catches, 7 thrown to, 4 caught for only 18 yards.
Only had one play of 20 yards or more. The Indianapolis Colts have.
3rd and 5. Another late shift by Denver. Over the middle, Harrison.
It's going to be short.
Very close.
He is going to be short.
Lenny Walls again.
He had to get the ball to the 12-yard line.
Looks closer to the 11, doesn't it?
It is short by about 2 feet. What a catch by Marvin Harrison. Again, one-handed, knock it down, then catch it. Lenny Walls just staying right with him.
Some of the fans are booing, and I don't know if they expect the Colts to go for it on 4th and a yard from their own 11 or not. But I don't know why they're booing.
That's it. That's the reason why they're booing.
And Tony Dungy's doing a smart thing. He's allowing Tom Moore, the offensive coordinator, to get an idea just how far this is. Remember, the Colts are in the playoffs. Now, not to say you go take stupid liberties. There's Coach Moore.
You know, that's really not that far.
But you've got it.
But you're going to punt it.
But we're in the third quarter, aren't we?
I said it. I just said it's not that far.
Ball's on the 11-yard line.
Punt it. They're going to punt it.
I'm moving over now.
Now, Hunter Smith had his last one blocked.
Watch how quick he gets this baby out of here. I'm telling you, when you have a punt blocked, the next time it comes out fast.
Are you speaking from experience?
Oh, yeah. Only had one block.
I was just saying, just one?
11 years. You, on the other hand, I had 1 yard.
Well, I had one for 1 yard.
But it wasn't blocked.
Well, I can tell you, they've changed the wingman. Anthony Floyd is not on the left wing now. Mike Doss is. So they've made the adjustment.
Deltha O'Neal waits at his own 45. Denver should get great field position out of this.
He hit it. He hit it.
drives O'Neal all the way back to the 34 and returns to the 47. A 55-yard kick when they needed it. Jake Plummer, who has directed a beautiful offense so far tonight, will have it when we come back.
Philips digital widescreen TV. Life should be so real.
Okay. How many times have I told you? You accelerate at the apex through the corner.
I was.
Oh.
Live for the curves. Porsche Cayenne. There is no substitute.
Jeff Smoker and the Spartans air it out against the tough Blackshirt defense of Nebraska. Capital One Bowl Week continues with the MasterCard Alamo Bowl. Michigan State, Nebraska, Monday, December 29th at 9 on ESPN.
The Broncos continue to lead 28-17 with only 7:29 to go. Third quarter of play from the RCA Dome in Indianapolis. And they are rather upset on the Colts sideline with the offensive unit sitting there. They have not produced what they normally produce in this building. And Denver will start from its own 47. Anderson.
Freeney.
Fumble the ball.
Takes the ball away.
Freeney made the first hit. The ball came loose, and they say Denver got it back at the 49. Next Saturday night at 8 Eastern, watch NFL Primetime and get caught up on all the day's action. And then Donovan McNabb and the Eagles against LeVar Arrington and the Redskins on an ESPN NFL special Saturday night at 8:30. Then the next night on Sunday Night Football, the Steelers and the Ravens, Jamal Lewis will go for the NFL single-season rushing record.
How about the Eagles losing today to the San Francisco 49ers in overtime?
And Terrell Owens
broken collarbone.
And that was the first win for San Francisco on the road this year.
Well, 5 teams haven't won on the road.
Isn't that amazing?
Of course, the Seahawks won. They're home.
That's right.
I mean, they found a place where they're unbeatable. They just have to figure out how to do it on the road. They'll be headed for the playoffs in a year or so.
2nd and 7. Little swing to Anderson. Cut down. Take a look at the updated NFC playoff picture for you. St. Louis now has the advantage at 12-3. They have clinched that division title. Carolina has clinched its division. Philadelphia at 11-4. They're in the playoffs. Minnesota leading the other division. Dallas and Seattle would have the 2 wild card spots. Green Bay right now on the outside looking in. 3rd and 4. Big play for the Colts defense.
Here they come.
Plummer short set and throws. It's going to be complete for a first down. Blanket coverage out there by David Macklin. It didn't matter. Lally caught it anyway.
You want to see a throw by Jake Plummer. When a quarterback, what you want ideally from a quarterback is to throw the ball away from where the defender is. Jake Plummer knows that the defender is inside. So he will throw this ball down low and out. This is an extremely accurate pass. David Macklin's on the inside. He throws it on the outside where Ashley Lally can make a play.
Quentin Griffin will check back in as Denver moves the chains again.
That was impressive.
And the rookie spun down at the 34. Let's go to Susan.
Well, guys, a huge first half for Ashley Lee, and it continues. You talked about him breaking out of his rut last week, and it's continued. He told me before the game how great it felt to give his team a boost. He said, the key is not trying so hard. Just go out and play, and part of it is maturity. You make a mistake. Don't let yourself get so down. Get back up, and just don't put so much pressure on yourself. He sure is rolling tonight.
Pretty good numbers for a young man who'd caught 30 passes all year. Denver trying to march downfield, give themselves a bigger pad. Griffin, 25 hurdles, one man inside the 20. Finally taken down by Walt Harris, but this ground game has just chewed up Indianapolis.
Donald Strickland finds out what it's like to have a guy make a move on you. And I'm going to tell you, Griffin makes a move. Watch it. Not here. Now. Here it is. That was Strickland that went down. He pulled a hamstring doing it.
That was a whiff. The other thing that was impressive about that run was Efren Salam, number 74, the left tackle, was out in front of Griffin trying to throw a block.
Griffin had gained 135 yards in his rookie season coming into this game. He has 82 tonight. Has shown great quickness and has shown the ability to block as well. Plummer, bootleg, run all the way. Plummer out of bounds at the 10 and took a shot from Macklin.
I just believe Jake Plummer, that's his game. I know when I played, when I got banged around a little, well, you always stay focused. And Jake really has a chance to throw this ball. Watch the fake. He's got a chance to make a throw, but he says, nah, I'm going to go.
Well, Macklin, number 27, really got caught in the middle. He sees Jake coming out, but he also saw Shannon Sharp coming out. So he had to make a decision. Do I go to Jake or do I go to Shannon? He went to Shannon, and Jake ran the ball.
It's 2nd and 3 for Denver.
Who's on first?
Griffin again. Very close to a first down. And Griffin important tonight because Mike Anderson, you had to question his durability of getting maybe 35 carries if they want to do that. And Griffin has been a great relief for him.
But I think Griffin is he's built so perfectly for this surface. Low center of gravity, quick moves, 5'7", change of direction, hide behind the offensive lineman. Keep in mind, Clinton Portis has almost 1,600 yards rushing. Averages 5.5 a carry. Him resting now is only going to be better if the Broncos can hang on and be in the playoffs. This could be the most dangerous team coming into the playoffs. I think that haven't won a division. Obviously, I think Baltimore could be the other one.
They had a poor start. They had a lot of injuries. Jake Plummer, of course. And you're right. They're going to be very dangerous, as are the St. Louis Rams. People ought to start getting frightened right now. And Peyton Manning can only stand on the sidelines and watch. 1st and goal. Griffin stays in there. This time hitting the backfield and stuffed. And that was a great job by Josh Williams. Lost his helmet. Oh, the heck with it. I'll play without it.
Josh Williams, he gets caught inside here. And here comes Josh. He spins out. He hits Griffin, and his helmet pops out. Look at this. I don't care. I'm going to rip your head off.
My hat's gone. Why can't your head go?
Nice play by Josh Williams and a good stop. That cost him a yard. And now Denver rapidly out of the huddle.
So you can design the defense you want, but nobody's accounted for Jake Plummer. He starts to run. That's the problem.
Griffin inside the 5 to the 4. It will be 3rd and goal.
Boy, and all Denver keeps doing is running clock. I mean, we're inside a minute. We're going inside a minute 30 to go in this 3rd quarter. And these guys are doing this. Now, this way had 3 wide receivers. They're doing most of this stuff with 3 tight ends.
Hey, those 5 guys up front, that offensive line of the Denver Broncos, it's just been as solid as can be.
If the Colts defense can hold them and force a field goal here, it would still only be a 2-touchdown game. And now Jake Plummer is waiting to take a timeout, but he's going to use every second on that play clock. Timeout, 59 seconds to go, third quarter. 28-17, Denver.
Tuesday at 10/9 Central.
You've forgotten what your job is?
The mob and the FBI.
I could have died bringing this to you.
Two families fighting on opposite sides
Drop it or die.
of the same line. A new Line of Fire, ABC Tuesday, 10/9 Central.
Women love perfectly groomed men, but grooming certain areas can be a problem. Now there's Microtouch for safe, precise grooming that gets as close as a blade, yet is safe to the touch. Now you can keep the back of your neck barbershop perfect by yourself. Remove unsightly ear hair and embarrassing nose hair with just a touch. Sideburns and beards, neat and clean. Got bushy eyebrows? Snap on the guide and perfectly groom them in seconds. Look at the difference. What a great way for women to keep the man in their life perfectly groomed. Microtouch grooms from head to toe and anywhere in between. A $40 value, yours for only $14.99. Plus you get our 10-piece precision grooming kit. A $40 value, yours free. Order now and get both the Microtouch Precision Groomer and the 10-piece grooming kit, an $80 value for only $14.99.
Call 1-800-357-6363. That's 1-800-357-6363. So call 1-800-357-6363.
Network customers, step inside America's top 150 entertainment package. You'll get 9 commercial-free movie channels, including the Encore movie pack featuring channels such as Encore Westerns and Action. You'll also get more than 150 all-digital channels, including National Geographic, the Golf Channel, SoapNet, and Discovery Kids. Call 1-800-333-DISH or visit DishNetwork.com to get the dish on America's top 150 entertainment package and see what unfolds. It's all in the dish.
Jake Plummer and Mike Shanahan discussing what they want to do on 3rd and goal from the 4. Denver already up 28-17.
Jake just gave the thumbs up. He liked it.
And he likes the way he's throwing the football, too. Just 15 attempts. That's how good they've been running the football, the Denver Broncos have. Jake Plummer's only attempted 15 passes.
When you don't have to throw, why throw?
Lilly and Smith are the wide receivers. Griffin, the running back. Plummer, quarterback draw at the 1.
That time, if he'd have stayed behind Quentin Griffin, he would have had an opportunity to take it outside. Now, Anthony Floyd's the one that brought him down.
He saved it.
Anthony Floyd also was the guy who was the wingman when the punt was blocked. But watch this. Griffin, again, just like last time, if he goes outside, Jake Plummer winds up cutting inside. But if he just follows his blocker, he winds up walking in.
Joe, but they're going to go for it.
Why not? Remember, they punted the Colts back into this situation in the last series. If they don't make it, they give them the ball backed up again.
They have been perfect in the red zone. Anderson, after Plummer fell down on the handoff.
No, they're not going to give it to Anderson. Jake did a great job. He got tripped up. He did a great job just getting this ball out there. Look at Jake. He gets kicked, and he gets the ball to Anderson.
Look at Bratsky.
I'll tell you what, there is no... Well,
Chad Bratsky made a big play.
Now, if I'm...
It will be Colts ball when we come back.
Is that cool or what? I know. It's incredible.
The 450 horsepower Porsche Cayenne Turbo. There is no substitute.
Greetings, Agent Hunt. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to see that the dangers born of the shadows are not allowed to see the light of day.
This is suicide, man.
Should you or any member of your IM force be captured, the Secretary will disavow all knowledge of your actions. This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Mission Impossible, Operation Surma, rated T for T.
Nothing pains in paradise.
soul, lose yourself in an infinite glass. Don't try to fight, let go, you'll see. Peace of mind can be yours indefinitely.
Nothing beats the fresh, smooth taste of draft beer. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Miller. Good call.
Wait, whoa! Guys, it's Christmas.
NBA on ABC, Christmas doubleheader. Mavericks, Kings, Rockets, Lakers.
You don't think Jake Plummer's upset after that 4th and goal? He tripped over a lineman.
Cooper Carlisle, his right guard, number 65, got his foot.
Now the Colts have to start from the 1-foot line. Peyton Manning wants to throw. Harrison to the 35.
Thank you. I'm going to tell you what. You just wait all night. You know, when Barry Sanders was in the game, you always thought that he's going to break one. When they get these two guys together, you just got a feeling it's going to happen.
When you get Marvin Harrison in the slot, he's so difficult to cover. Outside, you may be able to have somebody on him. But when you get him in the slot, he's got the whole field to work with.
Monday Night Countdown delivered by UPS, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN2.
It's the last-minute gift sale at Sears. There's still time to give the best gifts. Sunday through Tuesday, Sears is open until 11 p.m. and until 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve. Come in and save on all sweaters, all pajamas and robes. Find all mechanics tool sets and tool storage on sale, and all cordless drills. Plus all TVs and camcorders are on sale, as well as all game tables and all treadmills. And right now, all fine jewelry is 40 to 60% off. The last-minute gift sale, all the best gifts, all at Sears.
Give the good life.
Come away to Neverland.
This Christmas,
There are mermaids,
Indians.
pirates.
escape to a place
Bring me those children!
where anything is possible.
Brace yourselves, lads.
Peter Pan, rated PG, at theaters Christmas Day.
When the stakes are high, the great ones answer the call. Like a November wind, you cut through the unforgiving wasteland of company data and emerged with numbers that were once untouchable. You have the new Microsoft Office system. It's showtime.
This is what the guys in our truck are seeing as they produce tonight's telecast for ESPN High Definition, the remarkable clarity of that screen. Next weekend, you can see 2 HD games. Saturday night, Eagles-Redskins. Sunday night, Steelers-Ravens. And ESPN HD is now available nationwide. Nice hats.
We have Santa's elves working in the trucks tonight. There they are, Santa's elves.
Actually, that's not a hat. That's her head.
Peyton Manning from the 36-yard line after he got out of the shadow of his own goalpost. Now he goes deep. Harrison got a hand on it, couldn't hold it. He and Stokely were there together.
I'll tell you, he's starting to force the ball to Marvin Harrison again. He has Reggie Wayne out in the left flat, standing all by himself. He glances out there, and then he tries to force the ball up the field. He's got to be a little bit more careful and not sort of revert back to some of the habits that he got into.
You know what's amazing about him when he throws it to Marvin Harrison? For some reason or other, he gets through 2 defenders and hits him in the hands.
Yeah, but you're really trying to force it in.
Peyton Manning has gone over 4,000 yards passing for the 5th straight season. Nobody else has ever done it. Dominic Rhodes, a little shovel pass, and Kelly Herndon wasn't buying it. Dan Marino had 6 4,000-yard seasons in his brilliant NFL career, but they were not in a row. Peyton Manning, 5 straight 4,000-yard seasons.
He's basically taken every snap for the Indianapolis Colts, except the game we did down in New Orleans after he threw 6 touchdowns. Tom Moore sat him down for a little bit, but he's been an Iron Man as well.
Big play here, 3rd and 9.
Brandon Stokely, number 83, winds up jumping off sides this time.
Boy, Manning really barking at him, too.
Well, you know what? When you look at Manning, he stepped right towards the line of scrimmage.
Start 83, the offense.
Before this happened, he makes a quick move to the line of scrimmage.
He's just trying to draw him offside.
I thought he was going to get called.
Well, see, he tries to go up under center. He does so many different things behind the line of scrimmage, Paul.
But, Joe, you can do that. But I'm saying he made a quick move. Did you see that move he just made? He makes a quick move at the line of scrimmage, and I don't think you're allowed to do that.
Well, you know, you've got head movement and everything. Other people may get it called against him. He doesn't. Good for him.
Now 3rd and 14. Manning flushed. Throws low for Edgerrin James.
If nothing else, if Edgerrin James had caught, and if Peyton could have gotten it to him, at least you get a little bit closer to give Vanderjagt an opportunity at a record-tying field goal and bringing you within 8.
But this would be 57, 58 yards, so they'll punt. Still plenty of time to go. 14:07 in this game. The problem for the Colts is they have rarely been able to stop Denver.
And especially running the football, which keeps the clock moving.
High floater. Fair catch made at the 11-yard line. You want personality? Shannon Sharp wired.
The corner didn't tackle me, 30 tackled me. I stiff arm him. Take that with you, old man. Thank you. Everybody always got an angle on me. No, they don't. What they got that fussing? I just put a call into the man with the backhoe to dig in the pool in my backyard. Don't make me call him and have him shut it down now. We don't need no stinking badges. Trees falling on their head.
You know, they talk about him retiring. I don't think so. He's just having too much fun.
I got the one part where they're digging the pool. I figure he doesn't. He's got the playoff check.
Playoff money. Yeah, it's already spent.
I don't know about the badges and the trees though.
Broncos start from their 11. Griffin wrapped up by Washington, but makes it to the 16-yard line. Sharp has mentioned retirement, but look where he stands for tight ends. First in receptions, first in yards, first in touchdowns. He passed Jerry Smith recently, an 8-time Pro Bowl selection, and now he is 9th all-time in catches regardless of position.
And when he went to Baltimore, Mike Shanahan had a feeling that he'd be coming back, and he said if he wanted to come back when he left, there'd be a place for him.
2nd and 6. Griffin has played a lot. End around Rod Smith. What a call. And Rod Smith out to the 29.
They had set it up the play before. What they did is they handed it off to Griffin on the play before, ran an end around. Now Mike Shanahan comes right back, gives him the opposite formation, and has Rod Smith come the other way.
You know what I like about this play to Rod Smith? They didn't split him way out. They put him almost up near the line of scrimmage, near the tackle, so he can get there quickly. Once they caved everybody inside, he was open.
You take advantage of Indianapolis' speed on defense. Make them run one way and bring it back the other.
New set of downs for the Broncos from their own 28. Griffin took a shot as he crossed the 30.
Peyton Manning, an MVP candidate in this league, and tonight Jake Plummer has put up some incredible numbers. 209 yards thrown to Peyton's 146. Terrific pass completion percentage, and you see the 2 rushing touchdowns, and that doesn't include a couple other rushes that have been key first downs.
Well, one thing you like about Jake, though, the first pass he throws is intercepted for a touchdown. Forget it. Just kept right on going.
Shakes it off, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Griffin to the 35. They'll need another 3.5 yards.
We saw Jake's numbers. Now you take a look at his pass chart. Been very effective all over the field. He's 5 for 5 after 15 yards. Now what that does is that keeps Indianapolis' safeties from getting involved in stopping the run. It's really, his passing has really helped the Denver Broncos run the football.
Griffin may be playing inspired football tonight. He missed a lot of time last week and did not play because of a family funeral. Plummer Rod Smith at the 41. That will be enough for a first down. He made the catch in front of Harper.
This is just great execution by the Denver Broncos. And it starts up front with that offensive line. And then Jake is throwing the ball as well as we've ever seen him throw it.
You got to remember, Mike Shanahan paid Brian Griese a lot of money. Thought he'd be his quarterback. Didn't pan out. Wasn't exactly what Mike was looking for. He went out and found somebody, I think, that gives him the same kind of spark, the same kind of energy that he had with John Elway, as well as the same kind of ability to use his legs to make plays.
Plummer's been brilliant tonight, 13 out of 16. And the runs you mentioned. Griffin near the 50s, over 100 yards.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nick Harper realizes what it's like to miss.
You're trying to chase a ghost.
Well, you know, Griffin is one of those guys. He is so quick on this surface. And Nick Harper is going to come up. Look at this. Hello, goodbye. He almost didn't touch him. He touched him with a finger, but that's about it.
Little Barry Sanders?
Yeah.
100 yards. That's
now,
nice.
Griffin will get a breather. And remember, he gained 135 yards this year because he had actually been the backup to Portis.
He's the backup to the backup.
So Anderson checks back in. Second down and short, and Anderson will have a first down to the Colts 45. Let's update you again on the playoff picture. New England and Kansas City have clinched the division. The Colts can clinch the division tonight, but even if they should lose tonight and win next week, they will clinch the division. Baltimore has the lead in the AFC East at 9-6. Tennessee and Denver, if they started the playoffs right now, would be the wild card teams. Miami and Cincinnati hoping for help. Denver, all they need, a win tonight. They are in the playoffs as a wild card. Anderson bounces off one tackle and goes down to the 43. The other consequence of Indianapolis losing tonight would be that Kansas City and New England would be guaranteed of first-round byes in the playoffs, and that's huge.
Take a look at the domination by the Broncos. 411 total yards to 184. Time of possession, almost 37 minutes to 14 minutes. 37. They averaged 33. Now you're in somebody else's house. You're playing a terrific Indianapolis football team that is much improved on defense.
These last two drives haven't produced any points, but they have eaten so much time off the clock. Plummer short, setting it out to Smith. Flag will go down. Harper was there in the coverage, and he may be flagged for interference.
So there were two flags, so they both can't be wrong. You know the thing about Denver on this thing, though, where you admire about them, their backs were against the wall. They had to win.
Pass interference, defense, number 20. Ball will be placed in front of the foul. Automatic first down.
That's a call on Doss, although the pass went to Harper's knee.
Well, this is Rod Smith on Harper. And Doss, no, I think they got the wrong guy, unless, I don't know what he did.
Doss was sort of in the vicinity.
Remember what happened with the Denver Broncos. You start Jake Plummer, struggles in his first game. You know, he had 6 interceptions coming in here. 3 of them came like in the first game. Then you go to Steve Berline after Jake gets hurt. He gets hurt. Now you bring in Danny Cannell, and really Jake's back. So it's like the 4th quarterback for the Broncos throughout the year.
Griffin is back in, and Joe, I think you're right about this team. They have shown so much resiliency that going into the playoffs, even though they would be a wild card if they get in, they may be extremely dangerous.
We talk a lot about the ability of Bill Belichick and Romeo Crennel to be able to handle the defenses and make adjustments. And I think what you have on the offensive side of the ball with Mike Shanahan and Gary Kubiak, a very similar situation. 2 men who make terrific adjustments. Mike Shanahan calls the plays, knows exactly what he wants. Of course, having a guy like Clinton Portis doesn't hurt you, but you're finding out that you've got depth at the running back position again.
But he has done it forever. Colts need to stop desperately. Griffin comes outside, went right by Macklin.
You know what you do?
Inside the 35.
You know what you do know you have? A hell of an offensive line.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what you have. And here's a team that never goes away from what they do best. Now, I can understand when they're behind, they're going to have to do some things. But even when this game was close, they stayed with what they do the best, and that's run the football.
And they're not old. It's not an old offensive line either.
The clock works its way down to 7 minutes even. 3rd and 6. The Colts desperate for a stop. They will need 2 scores to get back in this game.
They've got to put pressure on Jake Plummer.
And here comes Freeney through a double team, and then Plummer throws on the run, complete to the 11. And McCaffrey makes the catch. What a throw by Plummer.
Dwight Freeney cannot believe it. They tried to block him with 2. Watch the left part of your screen. The speed inside. He goes in between Hamilton and Salam.
And he was held, too.
Oh, yeah, he gets held. Look at this.
Look at
Salam grabs him. I mean, that should be called holding. I mean, I can understand when you have a double team, but when a guy grabs you coming through.
He's so powerful, he couldn't grab him long enough to make it look like a hold.
Freeney just exploded off the ball.
He literally ran through the hole.
Yeah, but just think of Jake's presence where he wasn't and find McCaffrey open.
Clutch throw, a new set of downs, a new chance to work time off the clock. And now Anderson goes to the 7.
Without Clinton Portis, Jake Plummer was going to have to use his legs to make plays. Here he does a terrific job. Rob Morris finally forces him to throw it away. Now he feels the pressure from Freeney and steps up inside, making more plays. And then what the heck? Why not let the coach call a quarterback draw for me? And I'll use that little mighty might, the 5'7" Quentin Griffith, as my blocker.
I'll tell you one thing for the Colts tonight that hasn't happened. They have not supported Dwight Freeney.
Well, they haven't had the ball.
Well, I mean, he's been coming upfield doing all kinds of things, but he's not getting much help in the middle. That time he did.
Griffin to the 4. We're down to 5:17 in count.
I did not see the Indianapolis Colts adjust their entire defensive concept through the entire football game. They basically stayed in what they call their cover 2, the corners up, the safeties back, and tried to play it with the 7 guys inside. They didn't bring many blitzes. They haven't really tried to get people to up around the line of scrimmage with 8 in the box. And if that's the case, Mike Shanahan's just going to keep on pounding and pounding and pounding.
This will be the 14th play of this drive. Griffin is flattened by Washington. Big play by the Indianapolis defense.
Well, you know, I really love it. I do. You know, you see Marcus Washington make a play. About time. It's about time. All of a sudden, you jump up in the air.
The Colts will use the timeout. They have to start saving some of that clock.
There's a state where there's fun around every corner, where all cars are turbocharged, and there's a direct link between the right foot and a smile. Maybe that's why people who test drive a Saab usually buy one. This is the state of independence. Welcome.
The turbocharged Saab 9.3 linear sports sedan, available in the state of Independence for as low as $299 a month.
Among the world's greatest innovations are the forward pass and the ability to catch it. Introducing the Canon Digital Rebel, a 6.3 megapixel SLR with the Digic chip and CMOS technology. The game has changed.
The Panasonic Pro Curve Pivot Action Shaver. The world's sharpest shaver blades. And a head that pivots to fit your face. Panasonic, ideas for life.
I would have gone vanilla with that sweater.
Ice cream, $3.
I think I would have parked a little closer.
Gas, $22.
Whoa. I think...
Haircut, $30.
What? I would have looked out for the water main. But that's just me.
Monday morning quarterbacks, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
I would have double-bagged it.
ESPN Sunday Night Football brought to you by Saab. Welcome to the state of independence. And Canon, with thousands of products and one simple idea, giving people know-how. Canon know-how.
Almost 1 million very upset people in Indianapolis right now as their Colts are behind 28-17. Time becoming huge factor. 4:30 to go in this game.
This is right about when they started to make that run against Tampa Bay. Denver, 47 runs, 17 passes.
They have dominated. Elam. And he makes it a 14-point game with 4:26 to go. We have a timeout in Indianapolis. Can Peyton Manning and the Colts have another miracle comeback?
Tonight on SportsCenter, how the boys got back in the playoffs. A ferocious fight for the AFC North and a divine finish in Jacksonville. Plus, stern words about race in the NBA. SportsCenter after the game, ESPN.
Now playing on pay-per-view, The Hulk. Order the explosive blockbuster, The Hulk, on pay-per-view, and stay tuned after the credits for the featurette, The Origins of the Hulk.
In the beginning, the Hulk was a smash hit. Nobody had ever seen a character like that.
Plus, learn how to get your free collector's first edition reprint of the Marvel comic, The Incredible Hulk. My God. Hulk. Now playing on pay-per-view.
Think it's hard to lose weight and get in shape? Think you have to go to a gym or exercise so hard it hurts and so long you tire out? Well, think again.
Introducing the Tread Climber by Nautilus, a machine so effective we guarantee results in just 30 days.
In one short workout, the Tread Climber burns twice as many calories as high-tech treadmills.
The secret is the unique dual treadles that let you step up as you move forward, so you do twice the work in one effortless motion.
Get the body you want in half the time.
Now you can own a Tread Climber with no money down and affordable monthly payments. It's made in the USA by Nautilus and is backed by a 5-year warranty.
Just 3 short workouts a week on the Tread Climber will get you into the best shape of your life.
Check out the next evolution in home fitness, the Tread Climber. Call now for a free video or DVD, or visit us at nautilusdirect.com today.
Guy who has a very small helmet or a very big head. It's 31-17. We told you about the time of possession. The last 2 Denver drives, almost 17 minutes. That's the last 2 drives. The Colts in the entire game have had it for 14 minutes. But it's the last 4:23 that counts. Dominique Rhodes. Another good return out to the 30, and now Peyton Manning and the offense are going to have to score and score quickly. Down 14 with 4:21 left.
There's a state where there's fun around every corner, where all cars are turbocharged, and there's a direct link between the right foot and a smile. Maybe that's why people who test drive a Saab usually buy one. This is the state of independence. Welcome.
The turbocharged Saab 9.3 linear sports sedan. Available in the state of Independence for as low as $299 a month.
First, I emptied the checking account, and then I hit the mall, and there in the window was this sexy little outfit, and oh my gosh, I just had to have it. $1,500 for a leather bustier? I didn't care. It lifts and separates. Plus, it's not like I'm actually paying for it.
Introducing City Identity Theft Solutions, free with any Citi card. Help getting your life back? That's using your card wisely.
Wait, whoa! Guys, it's Christmas.
NBA on ABC, Christmas doubleheader. Mavericks, Kings, Rockets, Lakers.
Welcome back to Indianapolis. 2-touchdown game. Who was our Sunday stud? Here were your choices to win are Jamal Lewis, who next weekend on ESPN will have a chance for a single-season rushing record in the NFL. Peyton Manning floats it for Pollard. Pollard was grabbed on the play and is going to not get a flag on it.
I'll tell you,
it looked like Donnie Spragan got a big handful of uniform.
This ball bounces right off of Pollard's hands. This is a perfectly thrown pass. It's exactly what you need at this time of the game. He had one knocked away before. Watch this pass. It's right on his fingertips. And then Kenoit Kennedy comes over to make the attempt at knocking him down. I think he just scored.
He certainly got the speed to threaten him down the middle. They want a screen here, but great rush prevents Peyton Manning from getting it off. Let's go to Susie.
You guys have talked about Peyton Manning trying to force the ball into Marvin Harrison. Playing on the opposite side can be like playing in a black hole. And Reggie Wayne said he knew that when he got here, that Peyton will always look that way first. It's just something you have to get used to, and sometimes it's tough to keep your focus when you know the quarterback's always going to go the other way. Reggie Wayne trying to keep his head in the game, playing hard, and hits like that, the crowd chanted Reggie, Reggie. Said then he knows maybe he can stick his head out of that black hole, get a little bit of recognition.
Love to get one right here, Susie, and they put Wayne and Harrison on the same side to the top of your screen on 3rd and 10. Pressure's coming on Manning. Hit from behind, and down he goes. Price and Berry.
Boy, I'll tell you, we talked all night long about how good the offensive line for the Denver Broncos are. And tonight, the defensive line really stepped up. Trevor Price, number 93. Look at this. He was not going to be denied.
He goes right around Steve Shulo, their 4th-round pick out of Marshall. And you talk about a guy that's quick. 4-time Pro Bowler, got all the speed in the world, power.
And so grateful to be playing defensive end. He made the Pro Bowl 3 times as a tackle. And now the Colts will go for it on 4th and 11, down by 2 scores. Manning has to connect here. It throws incomplete. Intended for Wayne. They will turn the ball over on downs.
You know, the worst part about it is Wayne was wide open.
And it looks like the division-clinching game will have to wait for the Indianapolis Colts.
Tonight on SportsCenter, how the boys got back in the playoffs. A ferocious fight for the AFC North and a divine finish in Jacksonville. Plus, stern words about race in the NBA. SportsCenter after the game, ESPN.
Network customers, step inside America's top 150 entertainment package. You'll get 9 commercial-free movie channels, including the Encore movie pack featuring channels such as Encore, Westerns, and Action. You'll also get more than 150 all-digital channels, including National Geographic, the Golf Channel, SoapNet, and Discovery Kids. Call 1-800-333-DISH or visit DishNetwork.com to get the dish on America's top 150 entertainment package and see what unfolds. It's all in the dish.
Ordering Dish On Demand pay-per-view is as easy as picking up your phone. Get the best new movies, sports, and events by calling just one number, 1-877-DISH-PPV. That's 1-877-347-4778. Or log on to dishnetwork.com/PPV and follow the easy step-by-step instructions. If you can't keep a phone line connected to your receiver, just pick up your phone or log on. Visit your pay-per-view channels and look for these great new movies available for the first time on television from Dish On Demand pay-per-view.
The best international cricket live from around the world, only on Dish Network. Watch your favorite teams play in the most prestigious tournaments. Don't miss a single run. Order today.
The frustration on the faces of the Indianapolis Colts very evident at this point. With 3:29 to go, they've turned the ball over on downs, trailing the Broncos 31-17, and they're going to get a big dose of the rookie running back Griffin at this point, as all Denver cares about is letting that clock turn, and Dwight Freeney gets in on another tackle. Let's go to Chris Berman. Boomer?
Well, Michael, I think you can set your watch to it. Every time Jamal Lewis of the Ravens plays the Cleveland Browns, you can add up a 200-yard game. held in check in the first half. He's gone for 72 yards, 205 overall, 35-0 Ravens. We'll see them next Sunday night.
Jamal Lewis certainly something special. He just devoured the Browns again today. And 2,000 yards is the high water mark for a running back. Eric Dickerson holds the record, 21:05. Barry Sanders, Terrell Davis, O.J. Simpson, and Jamal Lewis with 48 yards will be only the 5th man to do it in NFL history. He's got a shot at that top spot in our game next Sunday.
You know, we're getting a look at two very good offensive lines, but yet very different. You think of the massive size of the Baltimore Ravens offensive line. Everybody averages about 330. You think of the Denver Broncos, they average about 285.
Yeah, but they're good. Those two tackles that Baltimore has. Holy cow. Griffin, Indianapolis only has one more timeout as Griffin gets to the 24-yard line. And the Colts will use their last timeout with 3:15 on the clock. We'll take the timeout with them. 31-17, Denver.
The lovely half-carat princess cut heart pendant, now just $199. Perfect for her, just like she is for you. Exclusively at Zales, making moments last a lifetime.
Only 3:15 to go. The Broncos over the Colts, 31-17.
New defensive coordinator Larry Coyer in his first season. What a job he's done. Denver last year played a lot of zone. They felt like they needed to improve it. He has brought in a concept, more man-to-man. He figures the corners are out there, let them go earn their pay, and they've been a very aggressive defense, and you've seen the production tonight as they basically shut down one of the most prolific individuals and offenses in Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts. And that's a group of guys on defense that have really bought into the plan that the man's laid out.
3rd and 5. The Colts can no longer stop it with the timeout. Griffin on the toss. Oh, great cut back inside the 20 to the 16, first down.
What a great call. I mean, this is, and again, this is what they do. I mean, they get Griffin to the outside, a quick toss, and they just block so well. You know what's really good is we didn't see a whole lot of it tonight, but the receivers getting downfield, the tight ends blocking, because they played mostly 3 tight ends.
Yep. Well, the other thing is we could be back here in 2 weeks, because if Indianapolis winds up being the 3 seed, they wind up playing the 6 seed, which in this case will be the Denver Broncos as they get into the playoffs. And this is going to be a rematch possibly in 2 weeks with a different runner probably for the Denver Broncos in Clinton Portis.
Boy, Griffin has been special tonight. Another nice run. Had 125 yards before that carry. This time he's down to the 8.
Well, you take Quentin Griffin tonight. Just, I mean, look at the quickness, look at the speed, and the moves. Awareness on the field of where he is and where the defense players are. I mean, here's a guy that made on that one play back there, made 4 people miss. Now he just did it again, and here he comes again. I mean, even the big man can't get more than an arm on him.
Coming into this game, 135 yards rushing. Tonight, 133. That's tonight.
There's a state where there's fun around every corner, where all cars are turbocharged, and there's a direct link between the right foot and a smile. Maybe that's why people who test drive a Saab usually buy one. This is the state of independence. Welcome.
The turbocharged Saab 9.3 linear sports sedan. Available in the state of Independence for as low as $299 a month.
Just stop. That's not on anybody's list. Hectic holiday shopping can wear you down, so Staples makes it simple with digital and technology gifts that are easy to buy. And right now, Staples.com orders are delivered free. Holiday gifts at Staples. That was easy.
Looking for a great holiday gift? Come into Burger King and pick up Burger Bucks gift certificates.
I think that's a great idea.
And make sure you take home the latest Cat in the Hat ornament for yourself.
Humana, humana, humana. Oh, no!
It wants to eat.
Jeepers Creepers 2 on DVD Tuesday.
Scott Van Pelt and Stuart Scott getting ready for Sports Center. They'll be along as soon as we're done. Playing patty cake last night, I believe. Now it's just fisticuffs.
They're just there. Looks like a replay of last night.
They do a wonderful job. One of their lead stories, Bill Parcells has Dallas back in the playoffs. Sensational job for Bill Parcells. And right now, Denver just wants to work on that clock. Griffin pounds his way down to the 6th. Colts can't stop the clock.
The other thing about the Dallas Cowboys, one guy that deserves a lot of credit, and in the previous 3 or 4 years, you'd hear his name a lot, and this year you haven't. That's Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones really put his ego aside. He went out and got himself a football guy, and it's a lot like Bill Polian did here with Tony Dungy. Went and found himself a good football coach and turned the team over to him, and they're going to be in the playoffs, as will the Dallas Cowboys.
You know what's going to be, if Denver has to come back here, and we saw them dominate this football game tonight, but I'll tell you what, it ain't going to be that easy, pal.
It's never that easy.
The next time.
I think the Colts are going to have to make some adjustments on defense. Obviously, they're going to have to get more people involved in trying to stop the run.
Griffin again. The Colts are there to stop him at the 5.
Well, he makes the first down, so it's over.
He not only has a career high tonight, he has rushed for more yards in this game. Well, actually, he is 1 shy of his previous season's total.
But you know what? Mike Anderson did a heck of a job when he was in there.
Yes, he did.
Well, they all do.
Yeah, I know. They all do. But I'm just saying, these guys stepped up. You lose one of the better backs in the National Football League in Clinton Portis, and everybody steps up.
It's like synonymous with the Denver Broncos. Need a runner? Go to Denver.
Give Griffin 136 yards rushing. That is a career high and surpasses his season's total. And Indianapolis will end this game with a time of possession of 15 minutes and 2 seconds. That is a low in franchise history since they moved to Indianapolis. And congratulations to the Denver Broncos. They are in the playoffs as a wild card with a win tonight. Mike Shanahan gets his team to 10-5. Tony Dungy will have to wait another week for a shot at clinching the division. Our final score, 31-17. Broncos over the Colts for Joe Theismann, Paul McGuire, Susie Culber, the pilot of our charter, and our entire ESPN crew. This is Mike Patrick. Good night from the RCA Dome in Indianapolis. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
ESPN thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.